Okay, so I'm trying to finish this. Let me go ahead and start this back.
I don't believe that. No.
Well, factually, Roger Bond, you know who that is?
Is that the security guard or bodyguard?
Yes.
Okay.
Uh,
Well,
basically,
the yacht one.
uh, he was Diddy's security
Okay, at the
for
yacht
for a
incident.
number of years.
Okay, all right.
Uh,
I'm
he
trying to think of the name.
Yeah, basically he said that that Kim would fight back. Kim did fight
She
back,
did.
and also the cut on Diddy's wrist, she fought back, as well as Gene Deal, because
Strike
Gene at that
one.
particular time was the bodyguard during that incident. And so it sounds plausible to me that, once again, Luanda Lane basically saying that Kim would have killed him shows that she was not a push around, from what we know and what
Mhm.
we've gathered. So it sounds consistent with somebody who was close to her, who know that she was a fighter,
Mhm.
and she would have fought back, and she did fight back. From what we understand from two different people, and Mr. Bond and Miss Lane. Um, so, like I said, did you hear this from any other place other than the alleged hard drive that you had before the book was released?
The chair incident.
Yes.
No.
And you only heard this from the
Book.
alleged hard drive.
Now remember, in the book also, Kim talks about kicking him down the stairs. So that's the part. If you look in the book, she kicks him in the knee, and he goes down the stairs, and she says an ambulance comes. Now there was talk that he had some surgery on his ankle.
Hmm. That makes me want to go and find it. Hmm. She kicks him down the stairs. No one would hear me. Huh. Mm. Y'all, I'm trying to find it. Find the part where, because there is a part in here where she fights him back. Like she's fighting with him. Okay. It says, as he walked down the stairs. So this would have been during the time that Kim was telling him that she was going to leave him. This is when allegedly Kimora was present. Kimora Lee Simmons was present during this time, allegedly, because that's what Kim is saying. That it says Sean stood aggressively and Kimora responded, "Don't make me call the cops." Sean's anger was creeping in as he replied, "This is how it is." I simply nodded. If anything happens to either one of us, it gets released. He seethed as he queried, "After all I've done for you?" I don't think I was ever so happy as when I said those words to him, "Get out." Pissed, he started to leave. looking back with pure hatred. As he walked down the stairs, he turned around in a fury and lunged at me. He knocked me down near the top of the stairs. I was hurt. Kimura screamed, "Stop." As he began to crouch over me, I kicked at him, hitting him in the kneecap, then his face. He went tumbling down the stairs. He was too hurt to get up. I called the cops. Kimura left before they arrived. When he left, it was in an ambulance. I felt empowered. I felt safe. So she did fight. She did fight. To the people who are alleging that Kim would have fought back, she did fight. That's what I read, that she did fight.
I don't know if that exactly coincides, but that's also in the book. So there's the fighting back that you're talking about.
And not only that, but the incident where his wrist.
Yeah, I don't know if that's in the book.
No, but this
Yeah,
is with
Gene.
Gene. This is
a
Gene
corkscrew,
Deal.
It was like
Yeah. Gene Deal was there.
I was unaware of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Gene Deal.
So you see how there's multiple instances of abuse that I don't necessarily probably know personally about. You might know maybe you're on the street more than I know, right?
Right.
So I only go by what I was given.
Okay. How do you verify the claims in the alleged memoir, such as the accusations that Diddy set up Faith to be with Biggie to monitor him?
That whole situation is super touchy. That's what I thought you were getting at before. I mean, I'm not going to have the full answers of this. Obviously, people used to say that Biggie was with Little Kim more than he was with Faith. And I don't want to, Faith's threatening to have a lawsuit too. I don't want to say too much about, I love her music. I was a big fan of hers. I was a big fan of Sean Combs. I grew up with this music. I was a big Biggie fan, big Tupac fan. I don't care what color my skin is. And a lot of other white people don't care either. We love.
Yeah. I mean, black music is listened to by everybody. It don't matter your color. There's a lot of people of different colors that like music, just like any other genre music or cultural music. Like I like almost every form of music. I have like so many different genres and so many different styles of music that you can think of. And right now, my favorite is jazz and meditation. Mostly it's jazz and meditation. But outside of that, it's like smooth rock or smooth radio, like Sade, neo soul type music. Like it's like that. But most of the time, it's meditation music and jazz.
Of that music. We funded that industry, okay? As obviously African Americans did too, and Latinos and Asian people. Absolutely, okay. It was a cultural phenomenon, okay. So I don't want to say too much about that. I don't know their personal life. I know what Kim's getting at there, though. Like their relationship was kind of pseudo, like in that, we saw the movies too, where they show Little Kim with Biggie. That's really like they were more intense. And so, yeah, I mean, that's all I really say about that.
The reason why I say that, and I go back to the situation in dealing with Tupac and the Biggie and the Faith and that whole situation, and it was said also by Faith Evans that at that particular time when she came out to LA, when I witnessed her and Tupac meeting each other, that the reason that she had came to LA was based on the fact that Diddy wanted her to do a promotional tour.
Okay.
And she didn't agree to it because she wasn't getting paid to do the tour. So she came to LA to actually write for other artists because she could make money on the side. And so that's the reason why I asked that. But more importantly, it's well documented, and this goes into the research, because you're a journalist,
Mhm.
and this goes to the
Investigator.
investigating journalist. This goes into the research of, okay, what was alleged by Kim versus what was well-known facts
Mhm.
in regards to Biggie and Faith's relationship.
Mhm.
And so that's the reason why I asked that question.
Sure.
What information did you have in regards to
The only facts that the public could have about Biggie and Kim's relationship are the ones that they put out. Those are the only facts. So the only facts out there that the public would know about would be what they put out to the public. Any other facts would have to come from somebody intimately involved with them, meaning in their immediate space most of the time, if not all the time.
or research did you do in regards to Diddy basically setting Faith up? Diddy setting Faith up with Biggie in order to monitor him, because that was the accusation that was made allegedly by Kim. And I think that the reason why I say that, I think that Kim would probably know that, based on the fact that they were in a relationship. From that perspective, I think she would know all of these things. And so for her to state that in a book or any kind of writing, it just didn't come across. And that's the reason why I'm asking the question.
I want to say a comment about that too.
Okay.
When we talk about relationships between any people at all, there are things hidden from that person, and there are things told for a reason that aren't always true. So, and people are brilliant like this. Okay. So whether Faith might give you a different answer, Biggie might say a different answer, Sean, Kim, like the four of them might, well, I loved them. No, I told you to watch them. I heard what I think, you know what I mean? So it's like, we got to be careful about saying like, this is exactly, I always tell people that too. It's not so black and white. Like, humans are not like that. There's always a motive. They're going to tell you this one person, then they're going to say this to another person, and then they might be thinking something else. So I get where you're getting at.
Right.
I don't have the answer.
The reason why I say that, because this is something that's supposed to be observed by Kim from
A discussion, you mean?
Yeah, this is something that's supposed to be observed by Kim in relation to relaying it to the alleged hard drive that you say you have. And so when I'm asking that, that's the reason why I'm saying that. To how do you verify the claims in the alleged memoir in regards to the accusations that Diddy set Faith up with Kim, because she was the cash cow at that time?
I would say it could be partially true. Look, like I said, I'm not a black and white guy.
Right.
I always see every side.
Right.
So I would say to you, is what she wrote, maybe it's true. That partly she was to monitor Biggie. And then the other side would be they were in love. So which you pick.
Well, the gray area, and the reason why I said I don't have to pick, me personally, because I understand what it is. Like I say, a lot of this information is well documented from that perspective in how Biggie and Faith met.
But remember that somebody's saying that.
No, this is from Biggie's mouth and Faith's mouth themselves.
Right. But there's other people saying what they have said or what.
No. What I'm saying, I'm looking at.
Is it recorded?
I'm looking. Yes, it's
okay.
I'm looking. I'm looking at Forrest's mouth. It's actually a Vibe magazine and a Source magazine article.
Sure.
And so when we talk about that, that's what I'm saying. A lot of the information was readily available in how Faith and Biggie fell in love.
How they told each other's story to the media.
No, how they told each other's story about themselves in regards to how they met.
Sure.
And how
I completely get. I completely get what he is saying. Oh my gosh. He gonna have to wait. I completely get what he's saying. He's saying, when they told their story to the media, that's exactly what they did. They told their story. And we don't know their story. Only they know their story, right? we are assuming that what they're coming out and telling us is their story. That is the presumption, because it is coming from their mouth. And some of you gonna understand what I'm saying, and some of you are not. But that is what he is saying, and I completely understand that.
A beautiful son from that,
Mhm.
and so on. So you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
sure.
that's the reason why I'm asking.
I got you.
Yeah. So several celebrities, including Faith Evans, are repeatedly considering legal action due to the allegations in the alleged memoir. Were any of these individuals contacted for comment before publication?
There were people, their teams were contacted and they told us to kick rocks. I already made that comment on the record.
And what,
I'm not going to comment on people I contacted. That's private, confidential, investigative information. These people, a lot of these people were contacted.
a lot of the people contacted, and you can't tell me none of the crews or the
Nope.
or the
Confidential,
camps.
privilege
Privilege info. Okay.
for their protection.
And yours.
Sure.
Can you explain how the alleged memoir portrays the nature of Kim Porter's relationship with Diddy? Was an open relationship mentioned in the book verified by any source close to them?
About their sex life?
An open relationship.
Means a sex life. Yes, we have.
I mean, it means, I mean, I get what he's saying. It's the same thing. He's saying open relationship. What is an open relationship? You're sharing, as a couple, you're sharing your space with other people. That's what that means. The space y'all have together, the energy y'all have together, y'all are sharing with other people. That's what that means. And a lot of times, what is one of the most significant factors about having an open relationship? It's sex. A lot. I mean, that's one of the biggest ones.
Sources, and multiple sources said they had an open relationship. Yes. She says it too. So I'm going by what she's saying. She's saying they do. And that they have threesomes with multiple celebrities. They're listed in the book. So yes. Am I going to go to Will Smith and Jada and ask them that? No, I'm not.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So
am I going to ask Jamie Foxx that?
Could you pull that up for me? I want to show you something.
Sure.
The reason why I asked this question,
sure.
And this is what it says.
Who's this from?
This is from Essence Magazine. This is actually
what year?
Kim speaking. It was I can't remember the year.
Okay.
But it was an article, the interview she did with Essence Magazine.
Okay.
It said it took a few years, a chance meeting at a party, and several lengthy phone calls before the couple started dating in 1994. Quickly, they became inseparable. We went out together, we ate together, we played together, says Porter. He would want me at the office, and I would want him at my photo shoots. Our bond was tight. Now, this in particular statement is followed by the actual picture from the party.
Yes.
So if you swipe left, you see that picture? And that picture right there is from December 31st of 1994. Right? And so in having an open relationship, I go into now the Tupac situation, and where it's alleged that they had a conversation in regards to genital size, and Kim basically confessing that she had a sexual relationship with Tupac.
Yes.
And this date right here basically contradicts that, because this photo right here basically states that this is the first time that they really got together, as well as that
the
story.
flash drive says she meets in the summer of 94, not December 31st.
No, I'm not. I'm talking about, if you read what I just read and
I did.
understand what I said, the relationship, not when they met, but when the relationship began.
Of Diddy and Kim?
Yes.
Okay.
And Kim is actually saying this.
Okay.
This is her speaking in that
Sure.
article. She's saying that they met at that party. I just showed you a
In
picture.
I'm telling you, this says December 31st.
No, this says December
The
14th.
picture says December 31st.
Okay, I'm sorry, December 31st.
Okay,
So
the
December
flash
31st.
drive, it says they meet in the summer way before this.
No,
So
this is not when they're meeting. This is not the meeting.
This is them
This is
meeting.
when the relationship
Okay,
began.
gotcha. Okay,
This is the actual what I just read to you.
sure.
That's from Kim's mouth, and that is the actual picture
Okay.
from that party on December 31st. I'm sorry, I said the 14th, but this is the actual picture. And like I said, when I go into the Tupac thing and the
Mhm.
story in the book, in regards to that, I'm saying that Tupac had already been shot. And that's
In November of 94.
in November of 94.
Correct.
And right. And so therefore, now we jump into December. There's no conversation being had if the relationship that Kim describes in that article had just started. There is no conversation about penis size. There's no conversation about anything in regards to anything going on between Kim Porter, Tupac, and
It
Diddy.
happened before that. It's not happening at this date. What you're showing me as this. I don't care what it says. I don't care what the article says.
So you don't care what,
I
hold
don't,
on. So,
no,
so
I
hold
don't
on.
care what Essence says.
The reason why
about
I asked, no, the reason why I asked that because, like I said, once again,
it. Sure.
I'm just trying to
You're trying to date it, yeah.
And the facts, like I said, because
Sure.
the book lacks a timeline.
Correct.
And so this is Kim Porter actually talking.
I don't even know what year that article
Yeah.
was written.
Yeah.
That you just handed to me
Yeah.
out of the blue.
Yeah, it was early on in their
Okay.
relationship. And
So in the 90s.
yeah.
Okay.
And
So
it was
maybe
early.
she didn't want to say that she slept with Tupac in the summer when she already was with Sean Combs in the summer of 94, not at the end.
No. What I'm saying is the relationship that she said that
I
she
understand.
described
We're
that she was
talking-
in, she basically said that it was at that party, that picture from that actual party, the identical what she's
Mhm.
talking about in that article is the picture from that party,
Mhm.
and it's dated December 31st,
Right. It's
1994.
like New Year's Eve.
Right. So now Tupac is shot less than, I would say less than
Month ago.
30 days. Yeah,
Yeah.
less than 30
Sure.
days before that,
Yeah.
right? So if their relationship began, then they couldn't have been in an open.
I'm questioning the really saying when the relationship began.
No, that's what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
the book, I'm talking about the book. The book says that they had an open relationship, right? The relationship had not began.
I'm saying that's false. So I don't care what the article says.
So you don't care what Kim says?
30 years ago? You're dating it as 1994.
No.
right?
I'm saying I'm talking about
30
this
years
particular.
ago.
I'm talking about at this particular time because
When
she
the
was in-
article was written, 30 years ago, right?
And I wouldn't say 30 years ago. I don't know the
Okay,
exact
okay.
date, but this you can go. It's an essence.
I want to find this dude is making me want to find this article now. I want to find this article now. I'm trying to catch on to what he is saying here. You know, I believe he's trying to say that because of this magazine article, okay, by Essence. This is I got to see something. I want to find this magazine article because I think I know what he's talking about. I think I know what he's talking about. I think I know. Okay, I see an Essence article here with Essence. I'm trying to see if this is it. Okay. In this article, in essence, it's no ordinary. Okay, let me share this tab. Can y'all see that? Okay, it's not very good. Okay, so in this Essence article, it says No Ordinary Love, Sean Diddy Combs and Kim Porter. So this is an interview that took place at their home together. And I'm gonna go down here to where it says there's something about Kim. It says the first time I saw her, she was at the studio with her ex-boyfriend, singer Al B. Shore, the father of Porter's oldest child, Quincy, now 15. So at the time this article was written, which looks like this is between November 16th, 2006 and hold on, I thought I just saw it. This is 2007, October 8th, 2007. That's what this looks like. And it says that their oldest child, Quincy, Albie Shore, and Kim's oldest child, Quincy, was 15 at this time. So this article took place at the time when Kim's son with Albie Shore was 15. Says Combs. So that's who's telling how old Quincy is and that he's the father. That's the child that Kim has with Albie Shore. This is Diddy telling them that. So he was there. They were together at this time in 2007 in October. It says it took a few years, a chance meeting at a party, and several lengthy phone calls before the couple started dating in 1994. It doesn't say like a month. There's no month here. It just says they started dating in 1994. Quickly, they became inseparable. We went out together, we ate together, we played together, says Porter. He would want me at the office. I would want him at my shoots. Our bond was so tight. Okay. So they got together in 1994. When was Tupac? Tupac Shakur died September 13th, 1996. That's what this says. September 13th, 1996. Okay, yeah. So in the book, it does talk about um, when Tupac came to their home. Um, it says, when I met Tupac, Sean and I had an open relationship. And yes, I slept with Pac. Sean didn't mind. Well, not until he tried to get Pac to blah, 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 blah. This is where the relationship between them became strained. Tupac wasn't going to accept Sean's advances. Pac wasn't gay, and he blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so it's interesting because the time he's trying to say, the book doesn't, it's not as specific with dates and times. It's just you would have had to be around at the time to know. So I can't tell you from the book a year when this is going on, allegedly. I cannot tell you from the book a year. But I just wanted to point, that's the Essence magazine too. I'll make sure to link it. But that's the magazine he's talking about when the art is talking about how the timelines don't support. I just needed to see if that was the one. Um, Tupac is shot. Wait a minute. Tupac got shot more than once. Y'all remember that, right? Y'all do know that Tupac got shot more than once. Hello? Are y'all hearing me? Y'all do know that Tupac got shot more than once. On more than one occasion, is what I mean. So the art is trying to say that the timelines don't fit if that picture is showing December 1994 and Tupac had been shot before that. That's what the art is saying. But is this when he got shot the first time or the second time? Because that's not when he died. I mean, because this article was written, this Essence article was written in October of, okay, hold on. Let me look at something real quick. Yeah, in October 2007. And then this article is saying that the couple started dating in 1994, but it doesn't give a month. There's no more direct time to go off of. It just says 1994. So all we know is the year. But there's 12 months in a year. Even by what the art is saying, if we just look at that, even by what the art is saying, you're trying to say that because Tupac got shot that year, you find that hard to believe that he would have been in an open relationship with Kim and Sean Combs, allegedly. That's what the art is trying to say. That's what I believe he's trying to say. Okay. Okay, because I knew it was something specific I was looking for. Dang, I just had it. 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 So from the book, the way the book is read, like the way I am interpreting what Kim is saying is during this time in 1994 when her and Sean Combs were together, during that time when they first got together, they were in an open relationship, which means that it is quite possible that they were not a couple together, but they were seeing each other. And while they were seeing each other, they were dealing with other people. And the reason why I'm saying it like that is because Kim says in the book, when I met Tupac, Sean and I had an open relationship. You could also look at that as two single people dating, because single people can date more than one person when it's like they're looking. They can date more than one person because they're not married to anyone. So they can date more than one person if they choose, because they're trying to make up their minds. They're trying to get to that point where they find that one. So you can think of it that way if it's too hard to believe that they were a couple with each other and allowing other people to be in their space with each other, more intimate space with each other. That is quite possible. Because Kim also said that She slept with Pac. And Sean didn't mind. Sean Combs didn't mind. Not until he tried to get Pac. La da 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 da. So, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, because that's what an open relationship means. That's what an open relationship means. They understood that that they were dating, and that while they were dating, they were also seeing other people because they were dating. There was no commitment made on anybody's part at this time. So it is very, 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 very possible that they had an open relationship, and Pac, they all had an interaction at some point. That's very possible, in my opinion.
Any, like, let me repeat the question for you. The alleged memoir makes controversial claims about Kim Porter's alleged sexual encounters with
Oh my gosh. I was trying to
other
look for
high-profile
something.
figures. How did you substantiate these details?
There's no videos of her. There's videos of Sean Combs with people,
Okay.
not Kim with people.
Okay.
So the answer is no. There's no photos of anything like that. Even the photos that were first given to me with the book, there are no photos of celebrities in their underwear. There's none of that. Okay. There's another part of the flash drive. It's hard to say this. I don't have all of that right now. There's multiple. We'll just say that. So I've not been allowed to see every single thing. Okay. And then as for I'm not going to call up famous people and ask them if they had sex with Kim and Diddy. I'm not going to do it.
Well, but that's what the book alleges.
Correct.
And so, and the reason why I'm asking that, because like I said, this is the art of dialogue.
Yes.
And we want to sit down and have a real true dialogue. This is not about, the promotion of the book or the lack thereof. And I think more people are informed about what it actually is and isn't.
Sure.
And so basically the answer is you don't have any
I have what Kim said.
right. You have
So if you came to me, let me answer.
okay.
If you came to me and you wanted to tell me your life story,
Right.
I'm going to believe you. I'm going to investigate it behind you a little bit.
Mhm.
But if I believe what you're saying is true, I'm not going to call you a liar and I'm going to publish it.
Right. But once again, we have not seen the hard drive.
Correct.
We have not seen that if it actually comes from Kim. We don't know that.
Sure.
As the public, the people who are watching this,
Correct.
they don't know that. And so the reason why the question is being asked basically is, so it's alleged that that was it, but you don't have any proof, concrete video or otherwise.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you. There are allegations
Oh
of
my
Diddy's involvement
gosh.
in alleged sexual activity with celebrities, including Jay-Z, Will Smith.
Well, I will say this. Sorry to interrupt. Can I say something?
Yeah, I'll ask
Okay.
a
If there's any litigation, I will prove that it's her flash drive. Yes.
Okay. So you can.
I will prove, like what you just said, that there's no proof of that. I will prove it, but not yet because I haven't released the flash drive. When that time,
I told y'all when I was like, there is a way that they can prove that. There is a way that they can prove that that is her flash drive. It came from her, and the last time it was used, to write and all that. There's a way that they can get information from that drive. So I'm not surprised he's saying that right now. I had already said it. There's a way to prove that. It is hers. And I'm telling you, this man is so a matter of fact. I believe him. I believe him. That this is hers. These are her memories. This is what she left behind.
comes, I will prove it's her flash drive, and she said that. Okay. Whether the people, you see, when people talk about proof and evidence, that's why we can get into that maybe after. But my point is, if you go to a court or the police or an investigation, and Jada and Will say, we never slept with Kim, how do we know they're telling the truth? So just because they say no doesn't mean it's not true. That's my point.
And just because someone tells you yes doesn't mean it's true either.
Absolutely.
So that works both ways.
Correct.
It doesn't work favorably to what we want to believe, because the argument is something that we want to believe because this is what the narrative that we want to
Good
push.
point. Good point.
And so
he say, she say.
Yeah, absolutely. And in court, it's called hearsay. So when you that's a very,
it's called hearsay until there's tangible evidence, that is. Or should I say digital evidence? Okay. After that, it's no longer hearsay. And in a court of law in the United States, we all know you would rather have tangible evidence text messages, phone records, cell phones, GPS. They would rather have that. Hmm.
Very slippery slope
Sure.
when you're dealing with stuff like
Sure.
that. So um I'm glad you brought that up,
Yeah,
that
I appreciate it.
you will be able to prove
Mhm.
if pressed that
That's hers.
this alleged hard drive
Mhm.
came that belongs to Kim.
Mhm.
Will you also reveal your sources?
No,
Okay.
under the California Shield law, I will not.
Okay. There are allegations of Diddy's involvement in alleged sexual activities with celebrities including Jay-Z, Will Smith, and others. What evidence or testimony supports these explosive claims?
Again, I'm only going to go off of what Kim says, and that's all I can go off of for that.
Okay.
If you were to ask me to research and investigate that these guys were bisexual, there's a lot of evidence that they are,
Mm.
not just from Kim,
Mm.
and you're going to see it come out. Yeah.
So what I want to be clear about
Sure.
is the question. Once again, there are allegations of Diddy's involvement in alleged sexual activity in the book with celebrities including Jay-Z, Will Smith, and others. What evidence or testimony supports these explosive claims? So basically, you're telling me that you per se don't have any tapes, videos of anything involving Jay-Z.
There's tapes of them, yeah.
No, you have tapes.
Mhm.
You are in possession of.
Well, I'm not going to comment about what the word possession means, but there are tapes of them, yeah.
No, I'm saying you've seen those tapes,
No comment.
because that's a.
You're talking about a criminal
No,
investigation.
no, and I understand what you're saying, but I'm saying, what evidence or testimony supports the explosive claims?
Kim saying it, so we start with her.
Okay.
So if Kim says, when she calls them the two Seans, and I really wasn't big on that whole thing anyway, it's very brief when it's talked about that. Talking about Jamie also, I know what you're talking about when she mentions that. The first source is Kim herself. Through
Mm.
research, through investigators, PIs, all the people with me, yes, we believe that it is true. Okay. If you're asking for like a tape and this, no, there's no tape of Diddy with them that I'm going to comment on.
Mhm.
Okay.
So there's no tape that you know that exists.
I'm not commenting on that
Okay.
with those people that the names.
No, I'm
that
not.
you
The
said.
reason. No, and like I said once again, not that you have to comment on anything particular uh, involving that, but like I said, just the evidence. So you're saying basically you're going off of what Kim said, and
Most of the time, yes.
and
Yeah.
right, what a Kim allegedly said. Let me be clear about that. And so, like I said, and so when
And
you
if she's making it up or if she's doing Roman à clef, that's on her. That's not me. I didn't write the book.
the reason why I asked that is I don't think that she would be doing Romano Clef, making up anything. I don't think she had to do that. I don't think that she
Okay,
lived in. I don't
absolutely.
think she lived in a
Sure.
world where she had to make up things.
Sure.
She lived
Correct.
in a real world. She lived a wonderful life. She had beautiful.
Who is this person that is interviewing this author? There is something about him that I don't like. I do not like. It's like he's in every way he's trying to be. It's like he's being defensive almost. Like that's what I'm getting. I don't feel like he's coming off very um objective. There's something about this interview. I don't know who this person is, but I do not like whoever this is interviewing this author.
For kids, and everybody's life is full of ups and downs. And so that's the reason why I'm trying to get clarity
Sure.
as to what it is. From what you understand it to be, we understand that the alleged uh, accusations or the alleged things that Kim has said in the book, but I'm looking for any kind of concrete proof. because like we just said, in the streets we call it that's he say she say, and in the courtroom they call that hearsay.
It don't come off. It does not come off to me like this person interviewing this author is supporting Kim. That's not what I'm getting. It doesn't feel that way to me. You know, it's not coming off that way to me that he's supporting Kim. Not making a comment like that. He say, she say. In a court of law, it's hearsay. Do you have any concrete evidence? Like I said, this author is very, very, very a matter of fact about everything he's saying. He is an investigator, and trust me, that is what he does. He goes where he is led, just like he says, because that is how it is. I don't know about this. I don't know about this interview or this person.
Sure.
And so most of the time,
well, hearsay, if Kim says it, it's not hearsay. If somebody says Kim said it, that's hearsay.
Right.
So there's a difference between
but like I said,
witness and hearsay. They're two different things.
Right. But what I'm saying is, as far as you bringing out the book and us not having seen what Kim has actually said and what's just in this book,
it would be a form of hearsay.
It's hearsay
because I'm saying what Kim said.
Absolutely.
Correct.
Absolutely. So it's hearsay. So we can't really go on that per se.
But let me say this. Are you going to be surprised? So are you reading every day about every victim that comes forward and all the crazy stories about these freak offs? And are you, to me, it's like, it's all possible now. We're hearing the craziest things. That's all I'm getting at.
Yeah. No, I understand.
And he's right. If you weigh the types of things that were put out in Kim's memoir against the things that have been coming out about P. Diddy, the lawsuits, the victims, the abuse, the freak offs, the types of people that were around him, weigh that against what Kim is saying in her memoir. Does it not fit? Is it not completely possible? And why would we be so defensive against Kim for P. Diddy and all these other people? I don't understand that. That doesn't make sense to me.
But
so it sounds crazy at first if you read the book, right? And someone goes, "Oh my God, these celebrities got with Diddy and Kim." You'd be like, "Wow, that's really salacious." Today, if you said that, they'd be like, "Yep, sounds right."
Well, once again, like I said, I just go back to, once again, when you say that, I go back to the Tupac situation and the open relationship accusation in the book, and then I give you what Kim said in the Essence article. And we're gonna go there again, but I'm gonna show you something. But in the Essence article, and where the timeline of what that is doesn't add up to the,
because we don't know what Kim is fully wanting to reveal. Then
no, what I mean by that this is Kim speaking in an actual interview, not what I'm saying she's saying.
Many
This is
years ago.
listen,
yes.
listen, hear me out. This is what she's saying in an interview.
Mhm.
And that's the reason why I'm saying that
Yeah.
as far as the timeline, because the book lacks any timeline. You yourself admitted that you had trouble understanding what award dates and so on and so forth from the alleged hard drive. So what I'm saying is I'm giving you actual facts of a conversation that Kim Porter herself had.
In that context, you're correct.
And yeah, and in her relationship.
Doesn't mean she didn't sleep with Tupac.
No. I'm not.
Yeah.
No. I'm telling you the timeline in which it is suggested in the book, it couldn't have happened.
No, I'm not commenting on it again.
Okay.
The timeline for which it is suggested in the book. So what timeline are you going by? Like, what timeline are you going by? What time are you using is my question. What time are you using in the book? What are you going by? Because the article is listing a year. It is listing a year for when they got together. In that Essence article, it lists a year when they got together, which was 1994. Oh, goodness. This is so. Because in the book, I don't see a timeline. What timeline is he using? What is his point of reference? What is the time he's using? Okay. Let me see something. I'm trying to see something. I'm looking at this article. And I had read y'all before. It says, the first time I saw her, this is Sean Combs speaking in this article. The first time I saw her, she was at the studio with her ex-boyfriend, singer Al B. Shore, the father of Porter's oldest son, Quincy. And he was 15 at this time. So Kim is he's telling you, he's giving, Sean Combs is giving in this article a point of reference, a time frame. Because in this article, he's telling us how old Kim Porter's son, her first son, with Al B. Shore, is at that time. This was when Quincy was 15 that Sean first saw her at the studio. And then it says, so that's when they first met. According to this Essence article, They first met when Kim Porter's son Quincy was 15. That's when they first met. And then a few years later, after a chance meeting at a party and several lengthy phone calls before the couple started dating in 1994. So they started dating in 1994, but they met when Kim Porter's son was 15. And that is the time frame. That is a time frame right there. And then it says that in 1997, Porter became pregnant with their son, Christian. Their son, meaning Kim and Sean Combs' son, Christian. He came in 1997. So I think the other thing I was trying to look up is when Tupac, the first time he got shot. Okay. So remember, okay, see, look at this right here, y'all. Look at this. Y'all see this? Look at this. Remember I said that Tupac got shot twice. I said he got shot on 2 different occasions. Because I was like, this interviewer who's interviewing this author, the art, you know, he's trying to make it seem like the timeline, it doesn't fit. Because he's saying that if Kim is saying that her and Sean Combs had an open relationship, it wouldn't make sense that it would have been with Tupac because Tupac got shot that year. Tupac got shot that year in November. $1994. But remember, I told y'all Tupac got shot twice on 2 different occasions. He got shot on this date, which was November 30th, 1994, when he got shot during a robbery. He was shot 5 times, but he survived that one. Yes, Tupac Shakur was shot 5 times during a robbery at Quad Studios in New York City on November 30th, 1994. Shakur survived the shooting and later said that Sean Combs, P. Diddy, and Christopher Wallace, Notorious B.I.G., were also at the studio and may have been aware of the setup. Now, given what we know, given what we read in Kim's book, if we read it, if y'all didn't read it, let me go to it real quick. given what we know and from what we read. Hold on. Okay. I just told y'all that they first met in 1994. But they didn't start dating until some years later. Well, yeah. So when they met, excuse me, I got that wrong. Let me tell y'all the right way. So the first time they met, Kim Porter's son with Albie Shore was 15. So that's a point of reference, a time frame. You can figure out a date from that. That's the first time they met. But in this Essence article, Kim or Diddy said nothing about the year. But Sean Combs was the one who was telling when they first met each other. It wasn't Kim. So even if Kim is not here to tell us, Sean Combs told us in the Essence article here, that the first time he saw her, she was in the studio with her ex-boyfriend, Albie Shore, the father of her oldest child, Quincy, and he was 15 at that time. So the year that Quincy was 15 is when they first met. And then it says it took a few years, a chance meeting at a party, and several lengthy phone calls before the couple started dating in 1994. So they started dating in 1994. In Kim's book, she says that when her and Sean got together, when her and Sean Combs got together, they were in an open relationship. And she told Sean Combs about Tupac Shakur. So the situation that Kim and Tupac Shakur had going on was during the time when Kim and Sean Combs were dating, but like she said, they were in an open relationship. So he knew about Kim Porter and Tupac, having a relationship or a situation with each other. So why wouldn't we believe that Kim is telling us her account in this book if she is saying at the time that she got with Diddy or met Diddy and they started dating, she had been messing with Tupac Shakur, and Sean Combs knew about it. And it wasn't an issue. And a plausible reason for that would be because they were in an open relationship. And this is my interpretation, okay, of what's going on here. So could she have been in an open relationship with them? The answer is yes. But we are not. It could have been a situation where they were not a couple yet, and they were still dating other people. So that's all I have to say about that. Let me go ahead and finish.
Statements you're trying to. I know what you're trying to do. Just I'm not commenting on
Okay.
anything.
All right.
I deal with this. I do these cases every day. I work with all these people.
No,
You're a good journalist.
Right.
I'm just saying it doesn't prove you're trying to say something, prove something. It does not prove that based on what you're trying to do.
No, I'm just giving the time. I'm not saying anything.
I know you're using her words against her, which is correct.
Right.
But I'm saying is we don't know exactly what she's trying to say or what she's hiding when she gives that interview.
And like I'll say this, like you're alleging, like she's speaking in through the hard drives that you have, the alleged hard drives, and in the book, right?
Mhm.
I'm saying Kim Porter is present here now. I'm saying
Right.
in this article and in that picture that I showed you, she's present here while we're talking. And I'm just referring to what she said in regards to the relationship that when it started.
Well, even Tupac getting shot, he doesn't die, he's alive.
No, but
so now how do you know they didn't sleep right after this too? He's not, hold on, he's not in jail yet. He's not in jail. His trial's going on. He's not in jail. How do you know she didn't sleep with him right after that?
No, and let me give you this. I interviewed Tupac's father, Billy Garland.
Yep.
At that particular time, Tupac is at Jasmine Guy's house. He's recovering.
After the shooting.
Yes.
Okay.
He's recovering in no condition from
I'm
what.
not saying right after.
No, listen to me.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna say something.
In no condition from what I understand to do anything of that nature.
Sure.
But more importantly than anything, Tupac is accusing Sean Combs and Notorious B.I.G. of setting him up. So Tupac ain't in the mood to talk about nothing about no woman in regards to know nothing about anything in regards to anything like that.
Sure.
That is a known fact. That's the reason why I give.
It'd make more sense if before the shooting, that's when Kim slept.
Right, and that's what.
Sure.
So you understand what I'm saying now? Okay, that's the reason why I brought it up.
Yeah.
Not to try to anything, but just the actual facts of that. Tupac, and then he does the Vibe article, and then that's when they drop the song "Who Shot You." When Tupac goes to jail,
yes,
right directly after that, and then now, so we know that there is no conversation because now Tupac's feeling fully betrayed.
But we're talking about Kim, though. I'm not saying
no. What I'm saying, you acted. Your question was, well, how do you know that they didn't do it afterwards? And
I'm not saying Sean Combs has to be there when Kim gets with Tupac.
No. What I'm saying to you is there is no way that in the book how it describes it, right, that they're in an open relationship because the time period of the relationship it suggests that they're in a relationship and they have an open relationship. Yeah,
I get it.
So okay, so we agree on that, right?
We agree that the timeline that you're saying on December 31st, I'm disagreeing that that's when they were together.
You're disagreeing on what the picture shows.
And I'm disagreeing when Kim said that. I believe she was in a relationship before that. I don't care what she said in the Essence article.
Okay. So
that's what investigators do. We don't go by everything they say.
No. And so this is why I'm asking that. Yeah. So if you don't care about that, how can you care so much?
No comment. Moving on.
Okay.
You're not doing that.
Okay. All right.
Okay. I'm sorry. Ooh, I don't like this interviewer at all. I do not like this interviewer at all with this author. I hope y'all understood everything that I just said and how it is absolutely plausible for Kim and Tupac to have been in a situation at the same time that Kim Porter was in a situation with P. Diddy because Sean Combs knew about the relationship or knew that Kim and Tupac were seeing each other. Because in her memoir, she is saying that it wasn't until allegedly Sean Combs wanted to get in on a three-way situation. And Tupac was like, nah, what? This is from Kim's book that she's telling us that that this is what was going on. They knew she's saying that Sean Combs knew. Now think about this. In that Essence article, Sean Combs is telling us when he first met Kim Porter. This was when Kim Porter's son Quincy, that she has with Al Shore, was 15 years old. That is a date. That is a year. But they only met at that time. It took a couple more years. In that article, it said it took a few more years of calls and things like that before they would start dating in 1994. So we know that they were dating in 1994. And then now, in Kim's memoir, she is telling us that when she got with Sean Combs, she says, when I met Tupac, Sean and I had an open relationship. In the Essence magazine, they're telling you that they started dating in 1994. So in 1994, when they started dating, Kim is saying that Sean and her had an open relationship. And yes, she slept with Pac. And then she says Sean didn't mind. Well, not until he tried to get Pac to join both. So, is this not making sense? That she could have been she could have had a situation or a dating situation with Tupac and with Diddy at the same time because they had an open relationship. Okay.
I'm just, like I said, I just want to know.
I understand. I have the
Okay.
right to say move on.
Okay, thank you. What led you to include allegations of Diddy advances towards Tupac in the alleged memoir?
You talking about the situation where Kim's saying that they're together with Diddy and Pac,
Right.
and that Diddy tries to say like, "Oh, I bet I can do this to her, and you can't do this to her." That part.
Right.
Okay, I wasn't there, so
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm going to assume it happened.
You're gonna
through Kim.
You're gonna assume it happened.
Yeah. How would I research?
Well, let
that?
me.
How would I research that?
Well, let me ask the full
Okay.
question. Let me finish. Let me ask the full. So, what led you to include the allegations of Diddy's advances towards Tupac in the alleged memoir? Were there any witnesses or documents to verify this? The alleged memoir suggests that Kim Porter slept with Tupac. Can you explain how this was verified, especially considering the timeline between Tupac's shooting in November of 1994 and Kim and Diddy starting to date in and around December 1994?
If Kim says
No. We don't know. Based on that Essence article, it said that they started dating in 1994. It does not give a month or a date. not according to what I see. Like right here, it says it took a few years, a chance meeting at a party, and several lengthy phone calls before the couple started dating in 1994. So she's telling us here in this article, in essence, that they started dating in 1994. And the art is saying, well, the way I see, he's looking at it like the Essence article is more credible because this is coming out of Kim's mouth. She's being recorded on that day. This is coming from her mouth on that day, so that's more credible. And okay, but even with this article, the article does not give a month or a day. It just says 1994. Like, I don't see where, like, I don't see where, no, that's the date it gave for when they started dating in 1994. But it didn't give a date. So where does he get December? I'm not sure where he's getting December from in this article. Cuz all I see is 1994. But I don't know.
What Kim said happened, then that's what we published. What Kim said happened. You think I have like some crazy access, like I can just like go back in a time machine and watch this stuff happen? I can't. I can't ask them. You thought I was going to call Sean Combs up and ask him if that happened and get killed? Like what?
You got to think about it too. Given the person that we are seeing finally be exposed in Sean Combs, okay, who he really is. Is it too much to believe that he could have felt like he was rejected, or he could have felt like somebody had disrespected him because they didn't accept his offer? And it's like, oh, he can't accept somebody not jumping on board, because now he's exposed himself to that person. He's exposed his true nature to that person. And that person rejected the offer. Given what we know about P. Diddy now that's out there in the public, how does he act when he feels rejected, or that you're trying to get away for some reason, or you're not respecting his position or something. What happens with that when he feels challenged? When he feels like you're not loyal? And then, so now, let's say he's exposed himself to Tupac and he was denied, like he was rejected. The offer was declined by Tupac. So now Tupac knows who he is, his true nature. He's been exposed. But he was rejected. And in my opinion, he is vengeful under these circumstances. And then after his offer is declined by Tupac, in that same year, something happens in the area where Tupac is located and he gets shot. Oh, I'm just saying.
So you gotta kind of, you're asking great questions. You just gotta kind of put yourself a little bit in the investigator's shoes of this situation, of what it's like to do this, especially as a white person.
Mhm.
So just, I respect what you're doing. I'm just saying.
And I do put myself not in your shoes, but I put myself in the shoes of someone who's well researched. And so
Woo.
when I read the book, I look at it,
Yeah, you know a lot about this
and
stuff.
I contrast that, when I was there and
Sure.
I've seen faith and so and all of the things that I know and understand, being a
Absolutely.
part of the hip hop
Mhm.
culture,
Yep.
right, and standing firm.
Sure.
There's a claim that Kim Porter kept copies of Diddy's alleged sex tapes as leverage. What evidence do you have to support this narrative?
The tapes.
So you actually have tapes.
I'm not going to do fully comment. Let's just say there's tapes that exist. Yeah.
Well, let's
That are on.
let's
flash
ponder
drive.
around that.
There's
The
tapes.
investigators in the case that is now filed,
Yes.
right, say that they are in possession of tapes. They can actually confirm that there are tapes,
Sure.
as well as baby oil, as well as all of
Sure.
the other things that they
Yes.
found.
Yeah.
And so with that, we do know from that perspective that the DA involved in the case that Diddy is now
It's
facing,
federal government. Yeah.
yes, the DA and the federal government have tapes.
Attorney General.
And so my question is, there's a claim that Porter kept copies of, and this is in your book,
Yes.
that she kept copies of Diddy's alleged tapes as leverage,
Yes.
right? And in making that, it would be assumed that you would, or the possession of those tapes, you've seen them, you have them, you know about them. And like I said, what evidence do you have to support the narrative?
Yes, there are tapes that exist.
Okay. Did you reach out to Kimora Elise Simmons regarding the alleged confrontation between Kim and Diddy over the tapes?
No,
And how did she respond?
No, I did not.
Did you didn't bother to reach out?
There are a lot of celebs I didn't reach out to. Some I did. Like I said, I'm not going to comment who I did. And I also had somebody else reach out to some of these people in the groups, meaning people close to them. So we did have people reach out to people close to Russell and Kimora, but I never spoke to them directly, no.
What can you tell us about the alleged forensics on the hard drive that reportedly contained these tapes? Was there any investigation to prove its authenticity.
Meaning, like, is what if you were the audience member and you watched a tape, the authenticity of, like, you mean the metadata of, like, whose phone that came from?
You would know all
I
of this
mean,
information. Like I said, I would.
Well, if you saw it with your own eyes, what I'm getting at is, if you see with your own eyes, you know it's real. The question would be, is that being filmed and transferred from somewhere else? I don't know that. So I'm not going to comment about, like, the metadata, whose phone actually filmed this celebrity with Diddy. I'm not going to comment on that.
Okay. Well, what about the alleged writings of Kim?
Same thing.
The metadata involving that.
When we're ready to do that, yeah.
Okay.
You see how in depth they want you to go with the evidence against a celebrity? It's not enough for you to see them on video doing what is alleged with said person. They also want you to prove if it was copied from something, or how can I explain it? They want you to give all of the digital forensics, so to speak, for the video. Like, this is ridiculous, but the fact that these types of questions are being answered means that are being asked. To me, that means that somebody is really, 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 really worried. That's some high level anxiety going on. This is like absolution. Like cannot be no other at all ever type thing, where you have to prove every little thing. There is some high stakes here. So, wow.
The alleged memoir makes claims about Diddy's involvement in the 1994 shooting of Tupac. How did you verify such a serious allegation?
Are we talking about the Jimmy Henchman Diddy conversation? Shooting at Tupac at Quad Studios?
Yes.
Okay. Not Tupac in Vegas.
Yes.
Okay. That's Kim tells that story, that she overhears Jimmy Henchman and Sean Combs saying he doesn't leave that studio alive. There is other evidence that they set him up too. I'm not going to go into all of it, but we know that. We both know that.
Well, we understand that there's a lot of public information, and which you are correct in regards to that. But referring specifically to what's in the book in regards to Jimmy Henchman.
They're having breakfast.
Yeah,
and
she's over here.
Hey, Jimmy. Hey, Kim.
Right. And all of those things, like I said.
Sure.
And so my thing is, how did you verify such allegations in regards to
I just believe what Kim said.
You believe what Kim says. Okay.
And I also know through a lot of the stories of these murders that most likely that is true.
Right.
I never believed they yelled to him out of a window, "Come on up. Oh my God, look who's here."
Right.
No. There's a lot of evidence they set him up.
Okay. And like I said, I won't.
You probably know a lot. I mean, I could turn to you and ask you.
Like me personally.
You think he just randomly
what
showed up?
No. Listen, see, this is the thing that I do, Chris.
Sure.
And I want you to understand this. There's a lot of things that Tupac said himself in regards to what he understood, what he knew, and what he believed. Right. And so I don't really get into the speculative aspect of what I believe and he was set up and so on and so forth. Tupac knew where he was going. He knew who he was going to
Sure.
see. And when he got there, he knew what he witnessed.
Right.
I'm going to leave that up to
Sure.
Tupac and what he said. And he spoke on it on various different
Right.
times, as well as in albums, you
Right.
know?
Yeah, exactly.
So for me,
Yeah.
that's the way I leave that.
I got you.
Yeah, I leave that. But that, once again, when I say that, that can be verified through audio, video,
Sure.
and so on and so forth. So I don't have to do that. And that's the reason why I'm asking you these questions,
Sure.
because the public and the people want to know, you know, hey, you know,
Yeah, it's not taped conversation that Kim didn't tape them saying that.
right. And this is, like you said, this is coming from
Sure.
what you understand the alleged.
That is not on the flash drive.
You said that. You said what?
That's not on the flash drive. There's no recording of them saying that on a flash
Okay.
drive.
Okay. So it's alleged that Kim is saying this from that perspective. Okay.
Correct.
Some close to Kim Porter point to a December 14th photo of her. And this is how I got to that.
Mhm.
I want you to understand.
Sure.
That. Okay. Some close to Kim Porter point to a December 14th photo of her and Diddy at a Christmas party as evidence that the timeline in the alleged memoir is false. How do you reconcile this with your claims?
What party are we talking about, and what is it?
The
in
picture that I
context
just
with?
showed you.
Yes, we already addressed that.
Right. We already addressed that. So that's why, because a lot of people
Sure.
who
They're finding that
yeah, absolutely. They're seeing what that is.
a picture of Kim and Diddy in December.
Right. And then the article that it came out of, and her saying that
Sure.
and stating other
The
things.
diary says they start dating in June of '94. So we'll have to see what
They said
right.
the diary
The flash drive says it's June of '94.
June of '94. So
Remember, I said that the Essence magazine that I just read did not give a month and a day in that article. It only gave a year, which was 1994. So we don't know if it was spring, summer, or fall, or winter. We don't know. Not from that Essence article that I believe he's referring to. No. It only said 1994, the year. It didn't give a month and a day. So, I don't know.
So it has dates now. It has a date in
In
particular.
one section, yeah, not in the book. I didn't put it in
And you didn't put it in the book, but that okay.
because I didn't mess with the book. I didn't touch the book. That's what I'm saying. It just was published.
No, and like I said, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
So
I
because
could have.
right, because
put it
people,
in.
because like I said, when I did my research
Yeah.
and understanding and doing that research,
Yeah.
I came across that and understand, okay, this is what this is.
And I understand you're taking us, you're correct. If you were a lawyer and you say, hey, Kim said they dated, absolutely. It
Right.
makes sense.
Right. It's
Right.
like it's a
Kind of puts
established
like a-
concrete fact. It's not me saying anything.
It's a fact of her saying that. It's not a fact that means that's when they started dating.
No,
That's what I'm
no.
getting at.
Like I said, once again,
Yeah.
if we're going that route,
Yeah.
we have to go both ways with it.
Correct.
We can't just go one way
Yes.
with it. And so if Kim says that she started dating him at this particular time, it took a few months, a few long phone calls, and until this party, Christmas party, December 14th, and the fact that there's actually a photo of it, which I was
Like I said, they could have slept together way before December.
no, and right, like I said,
Yeah.
like I know, but I'm saying
Based on that
this
statement,
is her saying.
correct.
I don't think that at that time she has no motivation to tell any
That's
other story.
that's your interpretation.
No, I'm saying, but she has no motivation.
That's not true.
She has a motivation to tell another
I'm
story.
not commenting on it again.
Okay.
You're talking for her. You're saying like what she's saying.
No, I'm
like-
talking about what she said in.
I
in the
understand.
actual
You're
article.
you're talking for her, saying she wouldn't have any motivation to hide that. She
No, I'm
slept with
asking you
Tupac.
what would
Yeah.
be her motivation, not that she didn't have any.
Well, that's for another time, I guess.
Okay. The book alleges that Diddy kept a vault of tapes documenting his alleged sexual encounters. Was there any hard evidence that such a vault existed?
The sources say there was a vault that existed, yes, and some of the tapes were flown out of the country on a private jet. That's from the sources directly, so I have to believe them.
And this
Not
did-
have to, but
Right.
I have no way. How am I gonna?
You see how that you run it
Yeah.
that you have.
Do you expect me to go in his safe at his
Well,
house?
no.
And
I'm
get
just
shot?
no. What I'm asking you is, like I said once again, because you're the guy
Yeah.
who's spearheading this thing that allegedly comes from Kim. So me asking the questions, I'm like a can of spray paint.
Yeah.
I don't know, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know which
Yeah,
wall to go, you know, and tell them.
Right.
So that's the reason why
I got
I
you.
ask these
I got
questions,
you. Yeah.
because I actually don't know. So
Yeah.
and so, like I said, if
I never saw the safe. No, I never was in his house. Correct.
okay.
Other people told me they existed that are very close to him. Yes.
Okay.
So-
So once again, and I want to be clear so the
Sure.
people who are watching the art of dialogue, they understand that, hey, you know what? To be fair, this is what you're saying, understandably, that Kim said, and then now you're saying that other people told you that a vault existed.
Correct.
And that tapes existed.
Correct.
Okay. And that most of the time we say, well,
And
like
we've
I said,
seen them, so we know they exist. So that's why we know they're real.
I mean, in the vault, I'm
Not in the vault, but on the tape. Correct.
vault.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know how many.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Sure,
And
yeah.
that he had hard evidence that a vault existed.
Sure.
You know what I
He
mean?
talks about taking them out of the vault, copying them as this is her way of protecting herself of having this against him. This is like leverage. It's almost like blackmail, right? If I take tapes from somebody, look, I got copies of this. Sean, look. And that's why they do. That's that whole thing where she kicks him down the stairs.
You know what? That brings up something
Yeah.
interesting, because the guy Roger Bond talked about one time that Diddy had a videographer person, an assistant,
Sure.
and they it has one of those little camera bags.
Yeah.
And he talked about a VHS tape of that. Do you think, just from what he said, and he was there, he talked about the bag came missing, Diddy was hysterical about what was on the tape and so on and so forth. Do you think that Kim had the apparatus to be able to take a VHS tape, from what we understand?
If it's VHS.
Yeah, if it's VHS,
Yeah.
to take that and record that to another device.
Absolutely.
You think she was that savvy?
Absolutely. Why is that savvy?
No, I'm just saying,
I
because
know, but people keep saying that. Like everyone knows how to use a computer. Everybody knows how to use a phone.
everybody
And-
doesn't. But let's be Chris. Let's be clear.
Not
Chris.
everybody.
Oh, let me get
And
off
see,
of
that's
here,
what I'm saying.
y'all.
So
Let
when
me
we
get
talk
off of
about-
here.
When we talk about,
I'm gonna
and a
have
lot
to
of
finish
people make
this
statements
tomorrow.
like
I
that.
don't want
City
nobody to
Slickers.
have no
I'm not talking
problem
about
with
backwoods
me
West Virginia.
No,
using this.
but once again, but Kim is actually a country girl.
Is a what?
She's a country girl. She's from Georgia.
Oh yeah, I understand.
Yeah, she's from rural Georgia.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
so once again, and that was one of the things that Diddy said that he liked.
Growing up.
Yeah,
in
but like I
Georgia.
said, yeah, she, you know what I mean?
As a child.
Right.
Yeah.
No, as a teenager.
I give her a lot more credit. I'm impressed with what she did. So I'm gonna stick up for it. But I get it. Because obviously when they said that too.
And
But copying a tape to a tape is extremely simple. And she could have somebody else do it.
true.
Right.
But
And she has a lot of money.
let's be clear. Let's be clear. I'm not trying to stick up for Kim Porter, and Kim Porter doesn't need you to stick up for her.
I told y'all. Didn't I tell y'all about this interview, this art of dialogue? What did I tell y'all? I said this interviewer don't sound like he's supportive of Kim. I'm telling y'all, go back and listen. I told y'all. And he just said it.
Let's tape of that. Do you think, just from what he said, and he was there, he talked about the bag came missing, Diddy was hysterical about what was on the tape and so on and so forth. Do you think that Kim had the apparatus to be able to take a VHS tape, from what we understand?
If it's VHS.
Yeah, if it's VHS, to take that and record that to another device.
Absolutely.
You think she was that savvy?
Absolutely. Why is that savvy?
No, I'm just saying, because
I know, but people keep saying that. Like people.
Like the person who the author was asking, like, are you saying, you trying to say she can't work a computer? You had one person trying to say that she couldn't work a computer. And now you got the art of dialogue saying, you think she was that savvy? And the author is like, what is up with that? Like, do I think she was that savvy? What's up with these questions? I said that same thing.
Everyone knows how to use a computer. Everybody knows how to use a phone.
Well, everybody doesn't. But let's be Chris. Let's be clear. Chris.
Everybody.
And see, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So when we talk about, and a lot of people make statements like
we're talking about city slickers. I'm not talking about backwoods West Virginia.
No. But once again, but Kim is actually a country girl.
Is a what?
She's a country girl. She's from Georgia.
Oh yeah, I understand.
Yeah, she's from rural Georgia.
Yeah,
I mean, so once again, and that was one of the things that Diddy said that he liked.
Growing up.
Yeah, but like I said, yeah, she, you know what I mean?
As a child.
Right. Yeah. No, as a teenager.
I give her a lot more credit. I'm impressed with what she did. So I'm gonna stick up for it. But I get it. Because obviously when they said that.
And
listen to this. Now listen to what this interview is about to say.
Copying a tape to a tape is extremely simple. And she could have somebody else do it.
True.
Right.
But
she has a lot of money.
Let's be clear. Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to stick up for Kim Porter, and Kim Porter doesn't need you to stick up for her.
Okay.
I don't know how to feel about that one. I don't know how to feel about that one.
For what you said that she allegedly left behind,
right?
You're saying that this is, and that's why we're getting to the bottom of what this is. I don't need to speak up for Tupac. Tupac spoke up for himself.
Sure.
You know, I think a lot of people get that twisted. Like I said, I'm only stating dates and times. And so in asking in the research that
you make a good lawyer.
Yeah. And in research that I've done, you know, basically, I wish I was, man. You know, but in the research that I've done based on reading the book, and like I said, because I want to understand it myself.
Yeah, I understand.
You know, and I want the viewers who are watching this also to understand.
And I want to understand too.
Right.
So if you have something you can help us, absolutely. That's why I say that in the Rolling Stone article. The reason we put it out is for other people to come forward. And if we have to take a little bit of slack, there's a bigger picture here. But so if those people come forward and they want to say, hey, that never happened. Okay, good to know. Tell me. I want to know. I wasn't there, you know?
But if it didn't happen, there's nothing to tell you.
If it didn't happen,
there's nothing.
You mean someone has to deny it?
No. You're saying
in the book.
You're right. You're saying in the Rolling Stone article, you're basically saying, come forward.
Yes.
If there's something that you can help me with, or you know. But if there's nothing, if it's a nothing burger, then there's nothing to come.
I mean, you're only going on what's in the book, right? I'm saying you deny what's in the book. Oh, that never happened. They show you the page. That's what I'm saying.
But no, that's what I'm saying. That's that's when you go kind of back to the Albie Shore situation, right?
Yeah, confirm or deny.
Right, yes. Confirm or deny. Like I said, but most people that are alleged to have done something in the book, number one, there are no tapes with Jay-Z. There's no tapes with Will Smith. There's no tapes. There's no concrete.
Well, that's not true. What you just said is not true. That there's tapes of them. Yeah.
Doing what?
I'm not going to comment. There's tapes.
Okay, well,
these people. Hold on. You're saying like there's no.
No. Listen to me. Yeah. As of right now, you're saying and alleging that there's something. We haven't seen it.
Correct.
The viewer hasn't seen it.
Correct.
Therefore, it's not true.
That's not.
No. I'm not. Listen to me. I'm not talking about.
You mean does it not exist? It exists. You haven't seen it.
Listen to me. Yeah. Listen to me. You could tell me right now, you have a Bentley outside.
Right.
Right. You could say you got a Bentley. You got a brand new Bentley outside. Yeah. Right. I could believe you,
right?
But I don't believe you until I see it.
But does that mean it's not true because you haven't seen it?
Yeah.
Well,
according.
What? No, that's not what that means. So the art of dialogue was like, somebody can tell me they have a Bentley, but I don't see it. I got to see it to believe it. And then the author is like, just because you don't see it, does that mean that it's not real? And the art of dialogue said, yes, no, He was saying, yes, it's not real. No, that's not true. Mm-mm. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. That's not true.
Happen. They show you the page. That's what I'm saying.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
that's when you go kind of back to the Albie Shore situation, right?
Yeah, confirm or deny.
Right,
yes.
confirm or deny. Like I said, but most people that are alleged to have done something in the book, number one, there are no tapes with Jay-Z. There's no tapes with
Right.
Will Smith. There's no tapes. There's no concrete.
Well, that's not true. What you just said is not true.
What
That there's tapes of them. Yeah.
doing what?
I'm not going to comment. There's tapes.
Okay, well,
of these people.
hold on.
You're saying like there's
hold
no
on,
tape.
no. Listen to me.
Yeah.
As of right now,
Mhm.
you're saying and alleging that there's something. We haven't seen it.
Correct.
The viewer hasn't seen it.
Correct.
Therefore, it's not true.
That's
what? What the hell are you talking about, sir? What is this interviewer talking about? He's trying to say that this author has the tapes or has the information or the evidence. But he's saying we don't have it. So he's trying to say, since we don't have it and we haven't seen it, then that makes it not true. What is he talking about? That's not what that means. That's not what that means. You know why that's not what that means? Because guess what a real detective does on a law enforcement like LAPD or NYPD or, LAP, I think I already said that, but so those detectives do the same damn thing where they get evidence in doing their investigations, they get evidence and they do not release everything to the public. That is strategically done. Because you have people out here who will be trying to disturb the investigation. So it's no different. What this investigator did and what he is doing is no different than a detective at a police department. They don't have to release everything to the public. They don't have to. This investigator is operating in the same way. So I don't know what this interviewer is talking about. I mean, did he forget he is talking to an investigator? I mean, this is what he does. This is his job. This is what they do. And by they, I mean the investigative body, the law enforcement, the detectives, those people. This is what they do. So I do not agree that because we don't see or have the same information that he has, or we haven't not seen the same evidence that he's seen, that it's not true. No, I don't agree with that. It is true. You have to remember, this is an investigator. He's doing his job.
it's not.
No.
correct.
I'm not. Listen to me. I'm not talking about.
You mean does it not exist? It
No,
exists.
no,
You haven't seen it.
Listen to me.
Yeah.
Listen to me. You could tell me right now, you have a Bentley outside,
Right.
right?
Right.
You could say you got a
Sure.
Bentley, you got a brand new Bentley outside,
yeah.
right? I could believe you,
Right.
but I don't believe you until I see it.
But does that mean it's not true because you haven't seen it?
Yeah.
Well,
according to
we're doing
listen,
like
no,
Schrodinger's
according,
cat.
no. According to how I receive information,
Sure.
to me,
You think it's BS?
no, I don't think it's BS. I think it's your word,
Sure.
and your word is your word. But me, I have to see it,
Sure.
especially if it's being made about someone
But you
else.
can't make a statement and say I don't have the Bentley if you don't go out and look at it, correct?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and like I
That's what I'm
said,
getting
so when there's a statement made about somebody else, I can say, hey, such and such and such, last night he went to Vegas and he won 300,000 at the crap table, right?
Mhm.
What you know about that person.
I'm just saying
Then
to
you-
make a statement of saying something's true or not true. If you don't see it, I get it. But I'm saying you can't say, well, that's not true because I didn't see it. That doesn't make any sense.
No, to
No.
that person, it does.
Not at all. Not to me either. That does not make any sense. Not to me either. What? What are you talking about? Because you don't see it, because you haven't heard it, or because you haven't seen any tangible evidence on it, it's not true. What? I don't understand how this is not seen in the same manner as a detective who works for a police department. Do you think that they divulge everything that they know during the investigation or throughout the course of an investigation? Do you really think they give you all the information? No, they do not. They do not. I don't understand why this man is getting a hard time for doing his job, or why it's so hard to believe that he has evidence that he's uncovered throughout the course of his investigation. And y'all are like, we haven't seen it, we haven't heard it, so therefore it's not true. What? I hope y'all understand.
Does. See, the viewers
Okay,
that
then let's say
the viewers that are watching
it's
this.
contextual to your, so it's subjective then.
Yeah,
Instead of making a statement saying, well, it's not true because Chris, you didn't show us the video.
Right.
Okay.
And so now, once again, in the whole concept of the book, right,
Mhm.
there's a lot of accusations being made,
Correct.
right? And most people are having a problem with that. Some people are going to believe.
Well, they want to see.
So no. Some people, no. Listen, some people are going to believe what they want to believe, no matter what.
Right.
Right. But other people say, hey, you know what? I'm going to reserve judgment until I see what happens.
Sure.
It's kind of like going to court. Right now, niggas say, well, hey, I found, X amount of drugs on this guy, whatever. Well, you're going to say, hey, they didn't find nothing on me.
Right.
It's your word against their word. And then that's why you have that meeting in the middle and you have something called discovery. What we're trying to do right now is discover what Chris Todd has in regards to the accusations that he alleged that Kim Porter made to back that up.
Yeah.
The alleged memoir suggests that Kim Porter feared Diddy might groom her son Quincy. How did you gather or verify such sensitive information?
When I read that, I really kind of like in one ear out the other, because to me it's kind of disturbing. So I don't know what she's trying to say there. I don't know what that is.
And the reason why I asked this question is because
same with the I'll Be Sure thing. When I read that at first, I was like in one ear out the other.
Right.
I'm like, I don't know what this is all about. Like,
so my question, if it was in one ear out the other, why even put it in?
Maybe I could have pulled that. I could have, but maybe I will. Maybe.
And the reason why I say that is because when you go back to the beginning of their relationship,
when he's a baby,
Sean P. Diddy Combs actually adopted Quincy.
Correct. Yeah.
And so we've heard nothing in reference to anything like that. Quincy's a grown man now.
Yeah, I've never said that.
Yeah, now he's a grown man now, and so you can understand the hurt
Sure,
and the disappointment
absolutely.
that the family would feel, and why they came out and spoke and said what they said in regards to knowing their mom.
I don't know what they mean by grooming either. The word grooming can have different meanings.
No, this is what the book.
I understand.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is when she uses the word grooming, okay, I don't know if that's trying to imply something bad like that, what we're thinking about, or grooming him to be like him. Like, I don't, there's a little confusion there about what that means. So I just kind of, yeah, I mean, someday I could take it out, just like I could take out Albie's thing. But like I said, I X'd out the things that I really felt should be X'd out. That's what I X'd out. As for just one grooming comment, I just kind of, maybe I will take it out. But I didn't look at it as like she's accusing Diddy of trying to do something with Quincy. I didn't look at it that way.
How do you respond to the critics who claim that the alleged memoir's sensational claims about sexual encounters are fabricated to attract attention?
In the book in general, like, I mean, it's obvious someone could think that for sure. And if Kim had some liberties with some of that, she's not the first writer to do it. She has every right to do it. And that's part of her art or her way of shaming him. That's up to her. That's her right. It's like everybody else in Hollywood does it. Everybody does it in books. That's how they sell books. It's how they sell movies and TV shows. Same thing. It's NC-17. Man, you shouldn't see this movie, man. Oh, oof. There's no rating. Guess what everyone does? Runs and goes and sees the movie. They do this in horror movies all the time. So I would stick up for Kim as an artist, as a writer, telling her story, whether, like I said, every single thing of it is literal. We can't ask her that.
The reason why I asked that question
Sure.
is because the nature of celebrities, you look in following, you look at names, you look at popularity, and you look at in trying to move a product. That's why they're in,
Sure.
people have endorsement deals with certain celebrities,
Mhm.
things like that. That's the reason why I asked the question. And your response is she's basically, that's in her way of trying to shame Diddy.
And
from your interpretation.
and the other
And
celebrities.
from your interpretation. Why do you believe that she would want to do that?
If she's angry, if she was abused, if she's fighting back, because we know through, and I'm going to reveal some of these other things that are on the drive that discuss why she was doing it and when. Okay.
So you did. These are other things that you didn't include in.
Correct.
And why did you keep that out?
Correct. Because I can't reveal everything at once. It's too shocking. If I was to release those tapes, the world would shut down. Okay. If I showed one of these tapes, I'm telling you right now, the whole music industry and Hollywood, it would just grind down like this. They're all going to start pointing at each other like this, and it's going to be bad. We've already set it up. We have multiple attorneys. We know how to do it. It's not my first rodeo. I solved the greatest murder case in history, 3 of them. I know how to do it. We're going to do it, but it's just going to come in pieces. And there's also ways we can, let's say, not censor it, but we can kind of soften it, right? Like the whole tape doesn't have to come out. All the tape. I don't have all the tapes. There's other people that have the tapes. I can't control them. We already know they're shopping in Hollywood. We have proof of other people telling us. We actually didn't have that one they showed. So there's multiple out there. Remember, this has been going on for 30 years. So I'm not the only one who has them. I think.
So what he's saying is all these alleged tapes, it wasn't just Diddy who had these tapes. And it wasn't just him who was passing them around. He's saying this is by multiple people. So multiple people have tapes. That means Diddy and others have these tapes. And this has been going on for years. Imagine how many tapes are out there. Oh my gosh. Woo! Hmm. Oh, that gives me pause. That gives me pause. How many tapes could be out there? Because he's saying he can't do anything about those people in possession of those tapes. Hmm. Mm, 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 mm.
I have specific ones that no one has, but so yeah, it's gonna be extremely shocking. We've got to be really just kind of one step at a time.
But
So
you can confirm nor deny that what you claim to have, that no one else has, correct?
some of, I would say this, let's say there's 10 tapes, right?
So this is a hypothetical.
Yeah. Hypothetically, there's 10 tapes. There's a couple of those that no one has, but the flash drive has. I can pretty much guarantee.
And
that.
how can you?
Because if anybody has those, they're going to go to jail. If they release what I believe they think they have or they want to release, they will most likely go to jail. That's why we're working with the federal government. We're working with the federal government.
Oh, you're currently working with the federal government.
Well, not like what you're saying.
No. I want to be clear. I don't want to make
We're
any.
going to give them to the federal government.
Oh, so you're going to give the tapes to the federal government?
Yes.
Okay. And so this is other than the tapes that the United States District Attorney in federal case
they
against.
have.
No, I'm saying this is other than what they say that they have.
I don't know what they have.
Okay.
They never said what they have.
No, they didn't say they say they have tapes.
Yeah, tapes. They don't.
Right.
They have the tape. That
No, not the tape, but they say they have tapes.
Correct.
And so what you are going to give them is more tapes.
If they say we already have it, have a nice day. Thank you, Chris. Pat on the back. Hey, sounds good. They may say, give it to us, right?
But let's be clear, it wouldn't be your property.
The flash drive itself?
Yeah. The tapes,
yeah, the flash drive belongs to a team of sources.
No. What I'm saying is whoever, let's say for instance, hypothetically.
It's Diddy's tape.
Let's hypothetically say that. It's not whoever shot the tape is who the tape belongs to.
Diddy.
Right. Okay. And so from that perspective,
whistleblower.
That's that. So right now, you basically you're saying you're in possession of property that belongs to.
I'm not saying I'm in possession of it. I'm saying that any of those tapes they're basically owned by Diddy. If you're saying like somebody else took the photo, it doesn't matter. Even under the RICO thing, it's all Diddy's. That's his stuff. They're not Kim's tapes. They're Diddy's tapes. So we're going to whistleblow on them. That's what a whistleblow is.
Okay.
So we're not asking him for permission. These are crimes being committed. Drugging of women, S abuse, potential R word, potential M word. So they will be whistleblown and given. They may have them. Look, the government, they don't need Chris Todd. Okay. They could tap your phone in 5 seconds. They don't need you to give them your phone. Okay. That's my point. We will present it to them at that time. If they say, they're not going to say if they have it or not. They'll say, thank you. I work with these people all the time. Thank you. Great job. Should we know something else? Is there somebody else that has that? And I'm going to rat those people out. Absolutely.
So my question would be, now that you've said that.
Remember, this is an investigator. I just want y'all to know this is an investigator. I just want y'all gotta keep saying that. That's why he's like that. That's why.
Is why not wait until you put the book out, until you showed
the book.
But the
book has to come first.
Yeah. No, the reason why I'm asking that, because you're saying that's where some kind of whistleblower thing comes into play. And so what I'm saying is, in the totality of what you say you have on the hard drive, right? I'm asking you, why not do and take all of that before you bring that out? Because a lot of the stuff hasn't been substantiated.
We wouldn't. No, the book would come first.
No, I'm saying, but a lot of the stuff in the book hasn't been substantiated to the public.
Correct.
Right.
Not all the tapes echo what's in that book either. Some
No,
of
that's
them-
what I'm saying. But it's a totality of information,
Yeah.
if you will.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm saying in regards.
I have a
to,
legal issue with the tapes. I got to be careful.
Okay.
The book is much easier under the First Amendment. Also, Kim's First Amendment right, her civil rights, her journey for justice, her ability to tell her own story through her eyes, through her experience. She may have been unalived. Okay, we're looking into it right now as hard as we can. If she was, there's a lot of rights that she has, and her family has the right also to press law enforcement to reopen the investigation. So there's a lot of things going on
the investigation into
her possibly being unalived.
Well, we know for a fact. Once again, I understand. Even what Albie Shore has been saying as of recent,
Right.
in regards to that. But we know for a fact, beyond any shadow of a doubt, that she died from labor pneumonia. Now,
we know beyond a reasonable doubt, we know without a shadow of a doubt, we did you hear all that just now? As to what we don't know anything factually except eyewitness testimony, like a video showing Diddy assaulting Cassie that came out and everybody could see it for themselves. That's what we saw with our eyes. That's what we saw. I mean, I don't understand what's so hard with believing that he has proof of people being involved. Like his job is not to go and investigate. I'm trying to understand, like, why wouldn't he have this information? If it's his job to have this information, why wouldn't he have this information? And just because you don't see it, why would you say it doesn't exist? If that's the case, you can't say either or, because you haven't seen it, remember? You shouldn't be saying either or because you haven't seen it. You should be remaining neutral. You're trying to say it just don't exist. It don't exist because you haven't seen it with your eyes? No, that's not true. For you to see it, it would have to have been there for you to see it. But that doesn't make it not true because you haven't seen it. I don't agree with that at all. I don't know what's going on with this.
I'm not going to comment.
There's no comment needed.
You're talking about what a coroner said. Do you want me to show you a case from the LAPD coroners?
Let me finish.
No. I'm saying you're asking me. Do you want me to show you some cases from LAPD and the LA coroner that is completely false of what they said happened to other murder victims? Do you want to see those?
Let me finish.
Because you're trying to say
let me finish. Let me finish my statement, then I'm going to answer your question. We know for a fact, for what we understand and the information that's been disseminated to the public from the coroner's office,
sure,
that Kim Porter died of labor pneumonia.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else other than that, lacking an investigation, would be hearsay.
Period. I see.
Period.
There'd have to be,
and that's not me saying that. That's
Well,
that anything.
I'm not going to argue about what hearsay means.
No. Because what you're stating is you're saying that you have information of other cases, right?
Mhm.
That the LAPD have that is contrary to what the forensic examiner said that
I'm
the
saying
person.
they're not always right.
No,
That's
no,
what
I'm
saying.
not. I'm not saying that they're right either.
Okay, good.
I'm not
I got
claiming
you.
that at all.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm saying to you, I'm talking about Kim Porter. I'm not talking about 15 other cases.
Sure.
I'm talking about
But
Kim.
I'm saying the LAPD is not always right.
No, I'm not saying that the LAPD is always right. We know that for a fact. I'm an African American male.
Right.
I mean, I understand that, right?
know it, yeah.
So with that being said, I'm saying to you from
And
that perspective that we understand.
that don't mean you understand that just simply because you're African American male. That's my opinion.
And the factual information and anything other than that would be hearsay minus an investigation into that.
Accusation.
That's
I just
why
use the word accusation instead of hearsay. I'd say I would be, if it wasn't me, let's say we know the people, we know who it is. I won't say their names. The two people I respect a lot that talk about Diddy a lot. I'm not going to say their names.
No, I'm sorry. What
You
are
interview
you referring to?
all the time.
Who?
Gene.
Oh, Gene
Okay.
Deal. Okay.
Yeah, okay. And also the another woman who I like a lot of the stuff she does too. They hint that they're accusing. So is Albie Shore.
Mhm.
So I'm saying let's use the word accusation instead of hearsay. I'm saying there's other accusations to possibly reopen the investigation. That's all I'm saying.
Right. And like I said, once again, minus the investigation, the concrete evidence that we have to go on
Yeah. Okay.
is that Kim Porter.
They're saying that. I got you.
Yeah, anybody could
sure.
say any,
Sure.
Tupac is in Cuba
Yeah.
under the name that
Right,
hold on, let's deal with this because I'm going back to the
Sure.
book because it's all in the circle, right?
Sure.
The way I feel like this interview is going is that this interviewer, the art of dialogue, the way he is manipulating this interview is that he is creating doubt. That's how I'm taking this interview that he's doing. He's creating doubt. It really feels so subjective, like, and he's already admitted to not supporting Kim and told the author that Kim don't need him to support her either. But he don't get to tell the author what he should do. Because the author is a grown man. You don't get to tell him what he can do and can't do. I don't understand this person.
So Tupac is in Cuba under the name of Jamal T. Millwood.
Right.
Right. And we know that's false, right?
Sure.
We know that. So hold on, because you didn't hold on. Let's go. I'm about to go there.
Me and they go, Tupac's alive.
No. I'm gonna. So do you believe that Tupac Shakur is currently still alive?
I personally do not believe it. No. Okay.
Thank you. The reason why I said that because, like I said, once again, I go back to the book in the Jamal T. Millwood thing.
I understand.
You understand what I'm saying?
So you're thinking like, wait, did Tupac write this?
No, no. You're talking to somebody who knew him.
Sure.
I know he wouldn't. That's just not who he is.
Right.
That's how I'm able to sit back and say, the conversation between the Diddy and the genital things. I know
Sure.
and understand the timeline with that. But what I'm saying is this: the Jamal T. Millwood, I go back to the pseudonym that you used under that.
Mhm.
And me personally, knowing as much as I know about the Tupac situation, I've never been on the side of that alive thing. I don't play those
Sure.
games. I don't play those games.
Right.
So for me, I didn't even know that was anything to do with Tupac.
Okay.
Me personally,
Sure.
I didn't know. Now there was a lot of people that might know about that, but me personally, I didn't. But now that you said that, that's what says to me red flag. You understand what I'm saying?
Sure. You mean when
And
you see Jamal?
yeah,
Millwood
when I
saying-
see Jamal T. Millwood on there instead of Chris Todd.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And that's why I asked the first question, because I'm like, well, is this something that would, help lend credibility? Because the name Jamal, it makes you look at the book and say, ooh, Jamal, and
Right.
that thing from that perspective, I can see how that could work. But like I said, once now that you've explained it, I'm like, oh, so that has nothing to do with anything. That's somebody hoping that Sean P. Diddy Combs understands who Jamal T. Millwood is, if he understands who the hell that is anyway.
Well, they say he does.
They say, who said he does?
The sources that he knows when he sees that name. If he's reading that in jail, he knows exactly who is giving him the finger.
But that wouldn't be actually him giving him the finger. Tupac don't know nothing about this book.
I'm just saying, in the spirit, right? If they wanted him and people to.
So if they were trying to convey a message, basically what you're saying in the preparation
to
of this.
anybody.
Yeah,
even
in the preparation of this.
No, when I was given it, that was the name on there.
Oh, when you were given it, that
It was
was
built
from that perspective. Like I said,
it's hard to explain. There's raw data, right? Then there's it built. Remember, she died 6 years ago.
Yeah,
I've
absolutely.
had this for a long time. So there's been they're not going to say who they is. Let's just say they're.
You said when you say 6 years, you say you had it for a long time.
No, not me. No,
they had it for a long time.
They've had it for a long time.
Right.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. They tried to do it before, and I didn't know that.
Okay.
I had to do through my research, going behind their back. Oh, I was approached with this too. Oh, really? See, that's what kind of it kept. I'm like, wait, maybe it is real. Like, I didn't believe it either.
No, and like I said, and no,
I don't just believe anything someone throws on my desk. Like, this was obviously super thought out. I am good at what I do. Okay. Everyone knows the cases I've done. I'm doing a very famous case right now. So I know what I'm doing. I'm not trying to be arrogant. There was enough there to go for it. Okay. When I say certain things in a Rolling Stone or Vanity Fair or this, yeah, there's some marketing techniques too there. You're not going to get everything out of me. I'm not going to show you all my cards. It's just not how it works.
No, and I totally understand. Yeah. Like I said,
But do you know what I mean? Like, I saw Jamal Millwood and go, who's that? Do you get it? Like, it was already built. Like, here's her book. Oh, who's Jamal? Because you have a legal issue if you say by Kim Porter. That's why the book says for Kim Porter. You
right.
See what I'm saying? Because I have to
and so risk. That's then see what you just said there, right there.
Yeah.
That lies the problem.
The
reason why, because now if it's by or for, right? If it's for somebody, I'm giving them something. This is for you, right?
There's a little bit.
If it's by someone, right? This is coming.
It's both.
From that's what I'm saying. No. Right. It can't be both.
No,
it can only be one.
No.
How?
No, it is.
Explain.
Okay. So if we say we have the flash drive and we have the memoir, right? Who's that by? That's by Kim, right? If they put it together, she's deceased. Photos, diary, tape. Is that by Kim?
So usually that word
is
would
that
be
by Kim?
No, that word would be forwarded.
What do you mean forwarded?
For a book that's forwarded by somebody.
It's built. It's not forwarded.
No, I'm saying the word usually when you look at a book, it says forwarded by somebody.
Oh no, we said by.
No, I'm saying, but the correct word when they use that when they put out books.
No. Just no. So what I'm saying is, just let me say what I'm saying.
Okay.
Jamal Millwood as the pseudonym, as the protection, the buffer, so that they don't have to put their name on it. Got it?
Understood.
Okay. For Kim Porter, I could tomorrow change it to by if I wanted to. I changed it to 4. Okay. So it's both. I'm not going to get into the making these black and white statements like Mark Lamont Hill did. I'm not. So just
No. I'm what I'm like I said once again.
It's not one or the other. It's both.
Chris, what you have to understand, Chris, this is for people.
Yeah, but you're talking about perception. I'm telling you what it is.
No, listen to me.
Yeah.
This is for people who don't understand. Chris.
Sure.
You have to understand.
Yeah, but you can't
So
make
when
the
you
statement
when you
say the statement of it can't be both. It is both.
No.
Yeah.
Like I said, by and for are not the same thing.
I could change those both tomorrow if I want.
Same and similar are not the same thing. By and for are not the same thing. So, are
Maybe tonight I'll change it.
Well, yeah, were we clear on that?
Flip them.
No, that's what I'm saying. But we're clear on that. We're clear.
Listen,
Okay, that's all I'm.
The semantics of it, yes, but in the case of the book, no.
Right. Okay. No, that's what I said.
Yeah.
You can, like I said,
Like I said,
tomatoes,
you'd be a good lawyer, man.
No, huh? You said what?
You'd be a good lawyer, man.
No, I'm just trying to deal with the facts
I
as we understand them to be, because, like I said, this is a heavy.
It's cryptic. It's confusing.
Yeah.
I know. I was confused too.
Oh, I'm not cryptic about it at all.
Okay.
No, I'm not cryptic about nothing, man.
You want to see my Bentley outside?
No, it's not that you know, whether you drive a Bentley or a Bug, it wouldn't matter to me. You know, the fact that you're moving is of more of a concern, you know. But like I said, I want the viewer to understand for the people who may not know. And so when they see certain things, when I see Jamal T. Millwood, I'm thinking, the first thing I thought was, oh, it's, you know, who's Jamal? And it lends credibility to it because it's a predominantly African American name. And I'm asking you.
So if I'm to understand where this interviewer is going, he's trying to say that when people saw the book and the author, or, you know, where it says by Jamal T. Millwood for Kim A. Porter. Okay. Oh my gosh. He's trying to say, why publish the book using a name like Jamal if you knew, unless you knew, you know, like, unless you was trying to like make it seem more plausible. Excuse me. He's trying to say that you was trying to make it seem more plausible by putting a African American name on the book. I thought he said that the book was leaked without his knowledge. I thought he said they didn't come to him and check with him before releasing it. Remember, he said, you want to sue me? You want to sue Jeff Bezos? He was saying to the people who leaked it or put it out there before they did that, they didn't check with him. And he's saying, why you didn't check with me? So, but you blaming him, it's not like you blaming him for the name being a predominantly African American name. It sounds like you blaming him. It was already like that. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you.
You are responsible for this book. I'm asking you, why didn't you use your name?
Right. And I gave those answers already.
No, why didn't you use your name?
Well, because Sean wasn't in jail yet.
Okay.
We published it before.
Okay.
I'm not putting a bullseye. I'm not putting a bullseye on my back. Hey guys, come on over here. I made $0. Hey.
So that shouldn't be a question anymore. He answered the question. The question was, if you're responsible for the book, why didn't you put your name on it? And the investigator is like, because P. Diddy wasn't in jail yet. And he said, I'm not going to put a bullseye on myself. Like, hey, I'm here type thing. Come get me by putting my name on this. And this is an active investigation and there's things coming down the line and stuff like that. A lot is at jeopardy. Like, no. The memoir is just one of the details in this whole thing. They have more evidence.
Would you
come on over?
But do you believe that Sean could have put a clamp on that?
On this?
Yeah.
Well,
before it even before it even got to moving.
Well, let's say we offered it up.
Oh, you offered it up to him?
Yeah. I'm not dumb.
And he refused?
Not he. I don't have Sean Combs' person.
No, I'm saying, the camp.
Yeah. Told me to kick rocks. I always give people an out, man. If you look at my other cases, I give everybody a chance. Tried it. I didn't want to go like a missile in there. You know what I mean? But let's just say a lot of these people had an opportunity to just kind of, talk to me a little bit.
Okay. So the alleged memoir claims that Kim Porter, Diddy, and Al B. Shore engaged in a threesome. How did you verify this highly personal and controversial claim? What's your take on the allegations that Diddy attempted to create tension between Tupac and Biggie, leading to their eventual feud? How does this alleged memoir support this?
Where he asked a couple different questions there. Hit the first one real quick. I think.
Okay, I'll ask the first one.
Yeah.
Okay. The alleged memoir claims that Kim Porter, Diddy, and Al B. Shore engaged in a threesome. How did you verify this highly personal?
We already talked about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your take on the allegations that Diddy attempted to create tension between Tupac and Biggie, leading to their eventual feud? How does this alleged? Let me do that again.
Mm-hmm.
What's your take on the allegations that Diddy attempted to create tension between Tupac and Biggie, leading to their eventual feud? How does the alleged memoir support this?
Okay, the Biggie and the Tupac thing, like someone else is going to have to deal with that. Okay, I really can't get into that whole thing. I know a lot about both camps, death row. I know a lot about the gang situation, the Mob Pyrus and the Southside Crips. I did a story about Biggie on YouTube already. I've addressed that. That you're asking like to recite the Bible right here. Just I really can't comment on it.
Okay. So what I'm going to give is my opinion. Okay. This is what I think. I think that after the events, the alleged events that Puffy took on Tupac, and then Tupac rejected Diddy. Like, no, I declined the offer. There was beef after that between the two. Because, in my opinion, Diddy had revealed himself to Tupac, and Tupac rejected the offer or declined his offer, but Tupac was at that point exposed to who Diddy really was. And Diddy don't like loose ends. And that should be understood from the video that came out with Cassie in the hotel at this point. He has a problem with people leaving him or not being loyal, like I said. I'm just saying, why is it not far-fetched for that to be the reason that everything transpired between the time Tupac declined the offer and the time he died? And it could be completely plausible that it was vengeful. Because he wanted, Sean Combs wanted a situation with Tupac that Tupac did not want. And at that point, Diddy had exposed himself to Tupac. So now he got to tie up a loose end. That's how it is for him. And that's how I see it. That's my opinion. These are my opinions. These are my opinions. These are my opinions. My opinions. Okay.
Whatever in the book that Kim is saying about like the tension and I personally do not believe Sean Combs had Biggie killed. I don't. She's trying to say that a little bit. Well, we're going to remove the protection. You know, that's what she's saying. Like anybody, he's not loyalty. Like they're driving this. She is driving this thing. To me, I know a lot about Biggie's unaliving. Okay. I believe they wanted Sean, not Biggie. He blew the light. Biggie stopped. It was one of two of them. The shooter was already in the car, parked. I know a lot about it. Go see my interview on, I won't say the people because I don't want to bleed it over. Okay. So I can't talk about like, that's such a big story. Like, was Biggie and Tupac leaving together? They say that. They say Jay-Z says that to Diddy. Well, I heard they're leaving. You're my number one. You're my number one. F that guy. Like, that's all in there. I get it. But man, like, I'm going to have to pull out my soft white man ignorant card here. Like, I just can't give you the answer to that, man. It's a big question.
The reason why I asked that is because it's in the book. Like I said, it's alleged that Kim is stating something about this, and it alludes to that Tupac and Biggie were going to start a label, and this is why Sean P. Diddy Combs was angry. The reason why I asked that question, because it couldn't be accurate in the fact that at that particular time, Biggie and Lance Rivera had started Undias.
Okay.
And on the night they were Tupac was shot, there was a Junior Mafia session at that studio. So it wouldn't be even remotely possible for that to be something that Sean P. Diddy Combs or coming from Kim Porter that would even be possibly believable, if you can understand. And these are well documented.
You mean in that?
Why can that not be believable? Because this was at a studio where his own people was recording that night. Is he not above putting somebody in front of himself to save himself? That's all I'm trying to understand where you coming from with that.
Moment or
No,
what-
no,
what's it?
and the whole consideration.
Well, you'd have
of-
to ask other people that.
No,
I
no, no.
can't
The reason,
comment.
no, I don't have to ask other people.
Well,
because I
there's
know
other people that don't think that. A lot
no.
of people think that they were leaving, that Tupac was leaving death row. A lot of people think that Biggie was leaving Diddy and that he owed him money. They were like mirror stories. Like, one, they owe me money, I'm leaving. He owes me money, I'm leaving. So
no.
that's what I'm saying.
What I'm trying to explain to you.
You're saying what you
As
believe.
I don't, and I'm not telling you what I believe. I'm telling you what I know.
Okay, but
This is,
then I'm not.
and the reason. Listen, you have to understand what I'm saying, Chris. And the reason why I'm saying this, just to clarify, so that the viewer is informed. You understand
You're
what I'm
trying
saying?
to state a fact again. I'm saying that I don't know. You'd have to ask all the people that were around them or inside the hip hop community. There's a lot of legendary that both of them were leaving their labels. So how can you say that that's not true?
Because the time period.
I understand, but
Listen,
I want to go into that.
No. I want to go into that
Okay.
if you don't
Then
mind.
I'll just listen.
If you don't mind, yeah. If you don't mind, the reason why I'm saying that, because we have you here, like I said,
Mhm.
the alleged memoir,
So this interviewer does not respect boundaries, because the investigator keeps telling him he's not going to go into that. He's not going to talk about that. I'm not going to talk about that. And the interviewer is insisting, no, we need to talk about it. We need it. We need to talk about that. He don't respect boundaries. This interviewer don't respect boundaries. He got a problem with respecting boundaries. It's like he's not understanding that he's speaking to an investigator. Like, investigators, you do not work with them. You're not on their team. Y'all don't. This is not y'all case together. Y'all not sharing this case in any type of way. You are outside of this investigator, which makes you a part of the public. And they have their own guidelines and policies and things like that they have to follow when they're talking to the media. And even if this guy was a private investigator, the same things apply, because he owes the allegiance to his clients. He owes that allegiance to his clients, not the public, because he's under a contract. That's what I'm saying. But I just feel like this interviewer is not really, being in the present with the situation for what it is. Like, you talking to an investigator about an investigation on a public figure, somebody who's in the news, somebody who's under criminal charges. This is no different than a murder that happens in your town, and the detectives on the case are doing their investigations, and The media wants to know it, the updates and everything. You think that they're telling you everything that they've discovered? They are allowed to manipulate their evidence. They can still be truthful without divulging too much. This is no different with this investigator. No different. He can say what he can say. He can't say everything. That is his job.
The hard drive and all of that. What I'm saying is so that people have clarity, understanding that this was stated in the book, that because Tupac and Biggie was in this.
That's what they say. That's what Jay-Z says. No. That's what Kim says Jay-Z says to Diddy. That's what you're talking about, right? At dinner.
So, yes. Yeah. And so with that being said, it's alleged that this is why the Diddy tried to create the feud between Biggie and Tupac.
Yeah, I don't know.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So now my thing is, then if you don't know that, do you think that you had done more research?
No, I wasn't going to pull that out of the book. To me, that's just
no. The reason why I'm asking that, because when people who understand and that are in the Tupac Biggie world would understand that would be something that couldn't be remotely true.
It'd be hard to prove
based on it's not that. This just based on simple facts that on the night Tupac going to Quad, there was a Junior Mafia session, and that Biggie had already began to start a label with Lance Unrevere called Undies. Unentertainment. You understand what I'm saying? Sure. So the notion that Biggie would be wanting to start a label with Tupac, and especially in regarding to the night that Tupac got shot, if that were the case, he could have did that way before he even got with Bad Boy.
Yeah, I have no comment.
Okay. So I just wanted to make that
clear. Just saying, you're talking about a conversation that Kim had, that she overheard Jay-Z say to Diddy at a fancy restaurant in New York. That's what you're saying. Then you're trying to tie it into this whole big story about, like, did they leave? They didn't, because they had the Junior Mafia.
I'm not trying to tie it in anything. It's in the book.
Right.
So therefore, you felt it important enough to relay this information in which you allege that comes from Kim in the book.
Yeah, but it's not making a big grandiose statement.
No, it's not a grandiose statement, but I'm saying once again.
She's saying she hears this between them. He wants to leave the label.
But the tension between Biggie, the Biggie and Tupac thing, is a monumental thing. These are two of the biggest rap and hip hop artists ever to play.
That's what I'm getting at.
Hold on, ever to play the game. So you got to understand this. When that is mentioned, their name, period, Tupac, Biggie name being mentioned in this book that's alleged to be something that Kim said is very important. And the reason why it's important, because you felt it important enough to actually put it in there.
I didn't put it in there.
No, what I mean by that, no, I'm saying to put it in there from what you gathered from the alleged hard drive. You felt like that information was pertinent enough for you to put it in there.
Absolutely.
And so therefore, what I'm saying to you under that is that there are just regular concrete facts that we've talked about before, that once again, you understand. You were talking about the Quad Studio situation, and you understanding that and knowing about that, I'm saying as an investigative journalist, in doing your research, if you did your research a little bit more, just a little bit more, you would have been able to say, okay, you know what? Yeah, that doesn't really sound like whatever. I'm going to leave that part out.
No, I wouldn't have taken it out.
You wouldn't have taken it out? No. But okay, so that's why I'm trying to tell you that it doesn't
there's plenty of other people that talk. That's always been rumors and legends.
But I'm
it plays to the audience.
Like I said, but I'm not trying to play to the audience.
Well,
I'm just trying to get.
Well, you don't buy 1 million copies, right?
No, I don't. And like I said, once again, I understand that, but the facts in relation to what actually happened is very important here.
Yeah, but you're talking about what you're trying to say, what people are thinking.
I'm not talking about what people are thinking. I'm telling you, it's there. Tupac coming out on the gurney with his finger up. Yeah, that's a fact.
Sure.
Right. Tupac being shot, that's a fact. Biggie having.
So you're trying to say that Tupac and Biggie were not going to leave their labels, and you know that for a fact? If I put a Bible and put your hand up and I swear you under an oath, you're going to say it's a fact. Wait, hold on. You're going to say that it's a fact that Tupac didn't want to leave Suge Knight or his other label before that, Interscope, whatever he was with. And you're going to say it's a fact that Biggie didn't want to leave. That's your opinion. That's not a fact.
You ready for this?
Go ahead. Here we go.
On this,
Very
no,
proud.
no,
Me,
no,
my
no.
attorney.
On this very channel.
Yeah.
I presented it to the world. The Tupac was never signed with Death Row.
Ooh.
With the documentation to prove
Really?
it. Yes.
Okay.
With the
I'd love
documentation.
to check
See,
it
now
out.
what I'm saying to you, once again, I'm that guy.
Okay.
Oh, I'm coming.
So you're saying you never signed it?
Listen, I'm telling you right now, Suge Knight didn't bail out Tupac.
Oh.
And Tupac was not signed to Death Row legally.
Okay.
And this young man here was there to witness that because he's the person that filmed it.
Okay.
And so I'm telling you, I don't need to tell you what anybody told me.
Sure.
I'm just dealing with the facts.
Sure.
So when you say that something's in the book in regards to Tupac and Biggie and Puffy allegedly through Jay-Z or anybody else, I'm saying categorically that could not have happened. And I don't believe that Kim could have said anything like that because she knew at the time that Biggie had Junior Mafia.
How can this man interviewing this author speak on Kim's thought process? He's saying that Kim knew at the time. How does he know that? How can he speak to what Kim knew? He can't speak to what Kim knew at all. I don't understand this interviewer.
That he was doing his own thing and that Puffy had Bad Boy. And the night that Tupac was shot, they had a session. So that thing that says that Tupac and Biggie were going to start a label, totally untrue.
I don't even know what year that is. What we're
No, that's what
talking
I'm saying. But it doesn't matter what year it is because
What?
these things are what
They're both alive, you mean?
Yeah,
Tupac and Biggie are
These are
alive.
things that happened, and it couldn't have happened anywhere before that. Now I can tell you this: there was a time when Tupac, before he really had his label thing going off, out the Gutter Records, I could tell you that Biggie was yelling Thug Life, and Tupac was upset about that.
Okay.
That Biggie had stopped yelling Thug Life, and then when he had got with Bad Boy, there was some tension there. You know how I know that? Because Tupac said it.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
So everything that I'm giving you in relation to what this is, and that's why I say I'm just trying to get to the bottom of what it is.
I cannot say why she said it, so that's it. She
Right,
said
okay.
it. It's in there.
Okay, so that we would basically consider that hearsay.
No, Kim said what she's
No,
witnessing.
what I'm saying by understanding the facts that everybody knows who knows about the Tupac situation. You have millions of people who know about this, right? This channel was one of those channels that kind of brung that along the way among other channels. And so I'm saying with that,
You're saying it might
the
be
people
false.
who know that
Kim
will look
said.
at this video and comment in the video, and they're gonna be like, no.
What is wrong with this interview? Like, it's like he has no respect for his guests. He speaks over him. He gets loud, assertive, aggressive. He's defensive. He's creating doubt, is what I feel. I'm trying to figure out why.
No, that's not X, Y, and Z because this, Y, and Z.
And if Kim was alive, they'd say, Kim, that can't be possible.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Remotely possible. And so the fact that it's being said that Kim said that, that's why there's the doubt there.
Well, again, I didn't write it, so you guys can bring it up.
No. Right. Like I said, hey, at the end of the day,
get your Ouija board out and you can ask her.
No, we don't need a Ouija board. We understand.
I understand that analogy right there. I don't use the Ouija board, but I know these are Kim's. This is Kim's account. I know this book is hers. It's her words. It's her words. There's a reason why she felt that she needed to save information from during a time period that she was with Puffy. As evidence or as a keepsake. She felt the need to keep some information about the time period they were together as a keepsake. And so the question is, did she do that just to have memories, or did she do that so that if it's ever found, ever located, there will be evidence of what occurred? Because that's what I think. She felt the need to do that, to keep that, to have that in the event that something happens. She has something tangible. Why did she feel the need to do that? Because that stuff, whatever she saved, was valuable. That's why. That's why people save things. They save things because of its value to them. These are my opinions.
Facts versus hearsay
If you
versus
call her a
hearsay.
liar, then you can say it.
No, I don't want to call her a
Okay,
liar.
then
I'm
that's
just saying the facts don't add up to what's being said in the book. That's
Not
all.
true.
That's all. And I'm saying in relation to this.
Disagree. Moving on.
Okay. Right.
I'm not going to be told, and I'm saying this respectfully. You know, I think you're innocent. I'm not going to be told what is and what is based on other people, what they're saying in their mind. I do this on my other famous cases too. So I have my thing. That's it. You're not going to tell me what it is correct and wrong and this. So that's it. I'm saying that respectfully. Yeah.
Critics say that the allegations in the book tarnish Kim Porter's legacy and that she would not want this narrative. What do you believe Kim's true intentions would have been?
I think Kim wanted to bring this book out before, and there are things that I have not shown yet that talk about her regret, that she should have just done it instead of it was too late. And I believe that's why they really wanted to bring it forward. And there was a lot of talk of her writing a book before that. She told a couple of her friends, and whether certain close friends are hiding that information or she never told them, that's on them. That's up to Kim. Don't blame me for that. If she didn't tell you that she was writing this, oh well. Okay. So I think it was going to come out anyway. And obviously, you know, one thing that I knew too, you have to understand, when I do any type of investigation, I'm also putting Kim under the microscope too. So I'm questioning, like you are too. What date is that? What year is that? Wait, that doesn't sound right. Like, so there's a lot of things that I was confused about too, and obviously the book was short. That's why people talk about, and it actually was shorter than that. The reason it's 59 pages is because of the formatting. It's actually shorter than that. Okay. And there were photos. It was different, built differently. Okay. Obviously, most likely this came in, it was kind of rough, like I said, and then someone has to put it together. Okay. And I didn't ask too many questions about that because, look, I wanted the opportunity to do it. You know, if I had to say certain things, like to keep them close to me, a white guy knowing the magnitude of what they're giving me, it's not about the money. Yeah, if I made a little money, cool. Is anybody else making money out in the world? So, but I had to, man, it's really hard to explain when you deal with a whistleblower, a source, murder victim, the families, kids, children. Like you got to be really careful, man. You don't offend them. You see what I mean? So that's what I meant by trying to walk in my shoes just a little bit of like, and I know you're doing it for the audience and yourself because you know a lot about the story. You live some of this. I get it, but I have to do my thing too, man. If something went over my head and I'm like, oh, I don't know if that's really true, doesn't mean I'm going to stop. If there's a lot of it's true, I want it. Like I want it. I did this.
No, and that's what I'm saying once again, in the respect for Kim Porter and her family. That's the reason why I ask these questions. And for the audience who does not know, who may be contemplating, thinking about, picking up the book and so on and so forth. You understand what I'm saying? I just wanted to be clear in understanding what it is. And that's just like in doing research and saying somebody gave me something, say, let me look at this. Because the first thing I don't want to do in talking to you is say something that I may not be informed of. Just like a few minutes ago, I said the date on that picture was the 14th, right? I made a mistake, didn't I?
I'm just saying it was
on the 14th, and you corrected me, and you said the 31st, and I said, you know what, my bad.
Well, I didn't even think it was.
No. What I'm saying, but I'm just this is a point. You said that it was. I said it was the 14th. I made a mistake, right? You said no. It says the 31st, right?
I didn't correct you like that. I thought you.
No. What I mean by that, this actually happened. This is huge. Sure. I said the 14th. You said no because.
Oh my gosh, this man is petty. Oh my, this interviewer is petty. He is petty, like petty. He's being so challenging. That's what I feel. He's being challenging, and I don't understand why. Why is he doing this?
You were looking at it, and I had yet.
I thought you meant another photo on the 14th.
No. I
Stop
understand.
saying what I'm saying. You're putting words in my
mouth. No. I'm saying when I showed you the photo.
Yes.
Right.
It said December 31st.
It said, but I was saying the 14th.
But I thought you meant another photo. Moving on from saying that.
Right.
So go ahead.
Okay.
So the point is with Kim Porter is now what in your defense or what you could bring up, you could say if she didn't release it before she passed on, right? That would put the responsibility on maybe someone like me or the sources, right? That I will give you that. Yeah. Absolutely. But if they say run it, and they're at risk, I'm running.
No. Absolutely. Yeah. I understand that. But like I said, if my name is on it, which your name is not, you have Jamal T. Millwood on it, right?
Right.
Then that's why I asked the question in regards to Jamal T. Millwood.
Sure.
See, because when you put your name on it, right? Now I got to represent this. And when I put Jamal's name on it, somebody who allegedly represents Tupac,
like
absolutely, that therein lies the red flag.
No, it's not a red flag. You just hit it on the head.
No, I'm saying to the people
who
who might not understand that, who come to know later and thinking that, hey, Jamal is an actual author. Let me see what other works he's put out, right?
But you know what I mean by this, hitting on the head?
What you mean?
Hitting on the nose?
Was somebody lying?
No, saying that we wanted there to be a little bit of confusion.
Okay. So therefore, okay, now, like I said, but like I said,
protection for myself.
No, right. No, but I'm saying, but you're here now in representation of the book. So what was you could have put your name on it. You could have put your name on it.
I could change it tonight.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like I said, at the end of the day, you could have put your name on it. But I can see how finagling the move and putting the Jamal T. Millwood on there, how people would look at that. Like I said, how I looked at that.
Correct.
But the first thing I wanted to look at was not the name on there. Like I said, the thing I wanted to know was who is Jamal and what other work he has out there. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And so from that perspective, that's the reason why I asked that. So, and just doing the research from that perspective on your part, whether it's that, and I can understand now why you didn't put your name on there. Like I said, so I get it.
Tell you a couple reasons. You know what I mean? It's not.
Yeah, I get it. No, I think the viewer understands now. You know why they should understand, and some people still might not understand.
Right.
Let's be clear. You know, it's always into the interpretation of each individual.
Right.
Right. It's subjective, as you
Absolutely.
say. You know. So and we almost finished, man.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay. What impact do you hope Kim's last words will have on the public's understanding of Kim Porter and her relationship with Diddy, despite the controversy and possible legal consequences surrounding it?
Obviously, I mean, everybody knows Diddy's a monster. 50 Cent's going to do a documentary. He's going to come out. Tubi, Harvey Levin. I'm not the first person to say it. I'm not the steward of the downfall of Diddy. I'm not. I don't own his story. I don't own the victims. No one does. So there, whether it's newsworthy, whether you want to look at his journalism, art, Roman Aklef, whatever you want to use, and he's in the position he's in. And obviously, we're trying to let an abused woman tell her story. That's it. Whatever happens after that, lawsuits, cease and desist, this famous person, that's all going to play out. That's not, I can't make a comment about what's going to happen tomorrow. We just see what happens. It's going to go on for years. He's not going to trial for 2 years. Okay. He's not going to.
If I said that he was a cop earlier, I don't think he's a cop. I think he's an investigative journalist, but they have the same mind frame when they're doing their job. So as far as the keeping the details from the public, it's still like that. Where they have information, these investigative journalists would be able to gather information that the public wouldn't have. And they would be the ones who decide what gets relinquished and what doesn't. And that is very similar to how the detectives and police departments work as well. So, yeah.
Any sort of trial within 2 years.
I believe he's asking for a speedy trial.
He won't get it.
He won't get a speedy trial?
Nope.
That's in favor of the defendant. That's not in favor of.
No.
Yeah, usually.
That's a game.
Huh? That's a game?
Yeah.
If he wants,
he's going to ask for it. There's going to be continuances. There's going to be new people that are going to come forward. There's going to be new evidence. No, that's why they're going to pace it. He's going to sit in there and they're going to start busting other people and wait every 4 or 5 months. See it all the time.
So, question: why do you think they didn't lock up anybody else other than Diddy?
They are going to.
And it's a RICO.
Too early.
It's too early.
Oh yeah.
They mentioned employees.
Oh yeah.
Security members.
Yeah, some of them are going. Yeah, they're flipping deals.
They're flipping deals.
Oh, absolutely. I know. I do this all the time. I work with DAs, lawyers, cops. I deal with the cops like every other day, all across the country. I know exactly how it goes down. Especially with, I'm in another trial coming up here next month or this month. That's going to be, or next month's going to be awesome and huge and everything. So yeah, he's not going to court for 2 years.
You mentioned that it's not just you behind this alleged memoir. Is there some kind of profit sharing agreement? And were the individuals compensated for the hard drive, or did they just want you to make all the money?
I can't comment on the financials about, that's all private information.
How many copies has the book sold so far?
I won't say the number. I'll just say we did 1 million gross sales in 14 days.
1 million gross sales in 14 days. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Gross.
Yes. How do you address the concerns about the alleged memoir's impact on the public's perception of celebrities mentioned, given the sensitivity of the allegations?
You know, Hollywood's been burning down for a while. Harvey Weinstein, there were people before him. I warned a lot of the studio execs about this for years. I worked in Hollywood for 20 years. I saw a lot of this stuff. I reported some of these people. Some people have lost their lives. I'm not going to talk about due to some of the scandals. This is the music industry's Me Too movement. I think Diddy's worse than Weinstein by far. I'm not condoning anything Weinstein did. This is a reckoning. It's not just about the music industry. It's about all of kind of Hollywood, and it's also about celebrity. That's why all these people are super quiet. That's why nobody's doing press conferences. They know they've been taped. They've been blackmailed. They've been caught. And look, another journalist had a big conversation with me the other day. It's not illegal to party. It's not illegal to drink alcohol. It's not illegal to have fun. If people want their sexual preference, that's up to them. When the line is crossed, which Hollywood has crossed this line many times, we need to protect the victims. Charlemagne the God said the same thing. I put out the challenge to him to have me on his show. He called me Donkey of the Day. I put out the challenge. If he's a real journalist, then he'll talk to me. And so, yeah, it's kind of a reckoning. I knew about this 10 years ago from a woman came forward to me and nobody would listen to her. She was at a very famous label and she said this. She didn't know too much about Diddy's taping and all that, but she talked about this. They silenced her. They silenced Ronan Farrow when he tried to come forward about Weinstein and with the other reporters that I won't say. So it's a very unique time. Cat Williams called it in 2024. He said the hammer's going to drop. That guy's a wizard. He knew something maybe. So
he's not the only wizard out here. He's not the only wizard out here. I'm trying to tell you. We're everywhere.
We're here. We need to deal with it. As for how many people are really going to be arrested, I don't know. It might be 2 or 3. That's it. They got the big fish. Most people flip somebody above them. They don't go down. So I think Damian Williams is going to be a star. He knows what he's doing. They're on it. We're going to have to trust them. And this is going to go on for years. Just like R. Kelly went on for almost a decade.
You just mentioned Cat Williams. As to Cat Williams' credibility, Cat Williams had personal involvement with Diddy. Okay. And he was basically telling Shannon Sharpe on Shannon Sharpe's podcast that you have to tell Diddy no. Mm-hmm. You know,
sure.
That's the reason why we're here today. You know, Cat Williams spoke from a personal perspective, and him being a high-profile star. This is the reason why his credibility is so high, and the interview did so well.
Yeah,
because people understand that Cat Williams usually speaks the truth, whether it's popular or not.
Right.
And so, in doing this interview, this is what we're trying to find out. You know, what's fact versus fiction versus truth versus lie versus your concerns versus the information that you may know or may not know. And like I said, to be able to help the public understand what this really is. And so the last question. In light of the legal challenges and backlash, what do you see as the future of the alleged memoir? And do you believe you have more stories to share from Kim Porter's perspective?
There's a lot of stuff we've not released. And when the time is right, we will release it in the interest of the public. And also, I think it would make a great film. I think it'd make a great movie. Diddy's been in other movies and characters, and Biggie and Tupac. We know that. There's about 4 or 5 separate shows and movies. I think it'd be interesting for Kim to be portrayed by an actress. I do. I'm a scripted guy. I love the art of that. And whether it's unscripted, there's a lot of those already in the can. They're already coming out. So I think it's just to be seen what happens in the future. And if there's litigation, then we will prove what's on this drive. And hopefully this will help the audience, the family, Kim herself. And I think we're just going to see what happens in the future.
One last thing. In the memoir, it alludes to J-Lo and Sean P. Combs and Kim Porter having a threesome.
Sort of.
Yes.
She just throws it off the cuff. Not that day. That's what she says.
Not that.
He tried to have a threesome, but not that day. Or it didn't happen not that day or not that night. Yeah.
I want to share something with you. This is Kim Porter as she speaks about J-Lo. And I've just
in the book?
No, this is an interview that she did.
In what year?
I don't know what year. It's the Essence interview.
Oh, okay. Back in the same one?
Yes.
All right.
As Porter recounts the story of betrayal, she smiles politely. Every bit of the sweet Southern girl. The only glimmer of venom you'll see is when you ask if Combs ever took her young son Christian around Lopez. Kim says no. She bristles. Hell no. No, 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 no. You see me? I'm a full black woman. We don't mix and mingle like that.
Oh, y'all, listen, I'm about to prove to y'all that the essence article I'm looking at right now is the one that this Art of Dialogue interview guy is looking at. This is the article he's using. I'm about to prove it to y'all. So y'all see what he just said about J-Lo and Kim? Let me see. Okay, let me go back so y'all can listen real quick.
Kim Porter as she speaks about J-Lo. And I just
In the book?
No, this is an interview that she did.
In what year?
What I don't know what year. It's the Essence interview.
Oh, okay. Back in the same one?
Yes.
All right.
As Porter recounts the story of betrayal, she smiles politely.
Hold on. Okay, look. As Porter recounts this story of betrayal, she smiles politely. Okay? This is the article.
Every bit of the sweet Southern girl. The only glimmer of venom you'll see is when you ask if Combs ever took her young son Christian around Lopez.
Okay. Let's go back. The only glimmer of venom you'll see is when you ask if Combs ever took their young son, Christian, around Lopez. No, she bristles. Hell no, 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 no. Do you see me? I'm a full black woman. We don't mix and mingle like that. Him. So he knew better. Okay, this is this article. I just wanted y'all to see that. All right.
Kim says no. She bristles. Hell no. No, 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 no. You see me? I'm a full black woman. We don't mix and mingle like that. I'd kill him dead. So he knew better. And besides, does she look like the type that would want to play house with a family with two little black kids? No. I don't.
You're asking a question and answering it. I mean, you asking a question because you have a guest there, so one would assume you're talking to him. You're asking a question, but then you're answering it. So, are you trying to speak as if you know the situation, or are you trying to speak as an example of a situation like that? I'm just trying to figure out. I just don't understand how he's doing this interview. It's just I don't like it. It's very challenging to me.
I think it was that type of situation in regards to Jennifer Lopez and Sean P. Diddy Combs' relationship. The reason why I read that is because that shows the contempt that Kim Porter had and the hurt. But more importantly, Kim Porter didn't want her child to be in the presence of J-Lo.
Mhm.
So to me, in any suggestion that it would be some kind of threesome or anything like that, can you see how far-fetched that could be, that Kim would even suggest anything remotely close to that?
Well, have you seen photos of all three of them together before?
No, I haven't.
There are, of J-Lo with Kim and Diddy. And there's pictures of,
Can you pull one up on your phone?
well, I'll send it to you.
No, I'm saying, can you pull
I
one up?
don't- I don't
Yeah,
have it.
let me. He'll look it up.
You can look
But
it
I've
up.
never, me personally, I've never seen it.
Okay.
I've never.
If I'm wrong, I might be thinking of Cassie.
No.
So
like I said,
we could look for it.
no, I've seen the
I
one
thought there
with
was
the
a photo-
Cassie
okay.
situation, but I believe that was
If I'm-
photoshopped.
I thought, I don't know.
I don't believe that there's.
Anyway,
no
here's
picture.
my point. Whatever year, so if Diddy's with J-Lo for, let's say, 2 years, right? Is that what we say? 99 to 2001?
To 2000. No,
We know for a fact that Diddy was still with Kim during that time. Multiple sources told me.
Oh no, Kim
Yeah.
said that.
Okay.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
see that's the thing that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Her candidness in this interview.
That's one interview.
Yeah, listen, but her candidness in this interview, she talked about everything, but that in particular, that one thing in particular, and where she also says that Sean, he just fell for a big butt and a smile.
Okay. In the book, you mean?
No, in this interview,
sure.
she said he just, and
Sure.
speaking of J-Lo,
Sure.
he just fell for a big butt and a smile. He'll be back when it's all over.
Right. He was still with her the whole time.
Yeah, absolutely. She
He
said
blew her phone up 60 times a day.
right. So you know about this article then? You've seen this?
No, I know about their relationship.
No, I'm saying, but that's she. No,
That doesn't prove they didn't have a
oh,
threesome.
No. You just mentioned something that's in this article that tells me that you read this.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You had to,
I
because
don't
she
know if
mentioned
it's that article.
No,
but-
it's this article.
okay.
Where
There's,
she
there's
spent
stories about Kim and
no. Listen, it's this article right here. Now, whether they took excerpts from this
Are
article.
you trying to say they didn't have a threesome because she said in one article during a 2-year period that she hates J-Lo?
No, she didn't say that she hates J-Lo. She didn't want her child to be anywhere in the
She
vicinity.
said some disparaging things. Does she look like a woman that would do this? Does that
No. I'm not talking about
Okay,
that. I'm not
ask
talking
me
about
the-
the person. I'm not
ask me
talking
the
about
question.
personal shots. I'm talking about how a person's fundamental character, about how they feel about something being hurt, and then it being alleged in the book that there's any inference that Kim Porter would even entertain or even speak on something that allegedly
based
happened.
on saying that in that interview?
Yeah, absolutely. Not only that, but like I said, she didn't want to be in the presence. And this is saying that J-Lo comes into the house and where Kim and Diddy is at.
Mhm.
It's not happening.
That's not true.
It's not happening.
That's your opinion.
No, it's
Yeah, that is his opinion. I mean, does he not know? Does this interviewer not know the difference between a fact and an opinion? That's his opinion. When he say that ain't happening, he's speaking present tense, like he knows. Like I don't get it. Like what in the world? And then you got to remember, Kim said that they had an open relationship. According to her book, they had an open relationship. So if even in this Essence article, Kim Porter is speaking about how she couldn't understand how she remained so supportive of P. Diddy during the time when he decides to be with this Puerto Rican with the big booty and a smile. And the whole time she was still there for him. And she kind of fought back. She fought back against him because that was, she felt disrespected and everything, but she still was fighting her demon. She was fighting her demon in this situation with continuing to get pulled back into a situation for the sake of love or belief. That's what it was. That's why she was staying with Puppy after all of this stuff was happening. Where somebody was like, why did she keep going back? Because that's how a toxic relationship is. That's how it can be. That's how an abusive relationship can be as well.
It's not my opinion. It's Kim's feelings.
No, we're not doing that. You're talking about one interview in a 2-year period. If they were together for 2 years, you're saying she held the same opinion the whole 2 years. How do you know what they did in the 2-year period? How do you know what they did in the 2-year period when you're making a statement about one article she writes about in there? That's my question.
As my guy here has just fact checked, there is no photo.
Then I'll keep looking for it.
Of Kim Porter.
And we'll look for it.
And J-Lo.
We'll look for it.
And like I said, you can't look for it.
Yeah,
he just did. There's no photo.
That's fine.
It doesn't exist.
Okay.
And so
Don't
what I'm saying,
Don't care.
No, Chris, what I'm saying to you is, from that perspective, when we talk about this, is that when you talk,
you're making statements about somebody saying one thing in a multi-year. Sorry to get angry. I'm not angry. You're trying to make a statement that she said one time in an article when J-Lo and Diddy were around each other for 2 years. You are false, saying that is impossible for that to happen. And again, I already told you, she wrote that, so that's what it is. So you're not Sherlock Holmes.
No. I'm not.
I'm just telling you straight up.
Like homie.
Yes. You are good though.
I'm sure
you are good, but you ain't. Listen, I'll say this: people love this. You good? You ain't as good as me.
Listen to me. I'm Sherlock homie. Chris. I want you to understand. I'm not. Listen. I'm not saying anything, Chris. You have to understand.
You just said.
Listen to me.
No, say what you just said. It's impossible.
Hear me out.
Good.
I'm saying in regards to her son. Right?
How does that have anything to do with
I'm gonna get there. Let me get there. In regards to her son, in regards to Kim Porter's own words, which we can confirm and we know beyond a shadow.
One time.
Let me finish.
I am, but you keep saying the same thing
over
and over again. That'll stop you.
Yeah.
She said it once.
Right.
And maybe she said it another time. You're not proving anything false in that book.
No.
Saying that.
I'm not trying to prove anything false in the book.
You're insinuating.
No. I'm not making an insinuation.
Okay, what are you saying?
I'm not saying anything. I just read.
Now you're not saying.
No, listen.
Oh my God! I'm telling you, I'm so triggered by this interviewer. I'm so triggered by this interviewer. Who is he? Who is he? Oh, hell no. Who is he? His energy is just so challenging and oh my gosh, this energy is horrible. Who is he? Like the questions, the Oh, I mean, he just constantly like, well, what if? But you can't. You gotta look at both. He say, she say, hearsay. I feel like he's just creating doubt, like I said. He's creating doubt, just like I said.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And so
just because somebody says something doesn't mean they didn't do something another time.
and my
You're taking
point
this
and
as
my
like a
and,
whole
and
fact.
my point is, and that's the same way in regards to the hard drive in the book.
But that's from Kim saying it, not me.
No, I'm telling you, confirming that an interview that
That
she
does
actually.
not disprove that.
I'm not saying that it
Sherlock
does.
Holmes.
No, I'm not saying that it does.
You
but
did say that. You said it was impossible.
no, it's impossible for her to have had that situation.
That's
she didn't
not
even want her
true.
child
That's
around
not
her.
true.
You don't think so?
Nope.
Okay.
I disagree with you.
Okay.
Sorry.
I appreciate you, Chris.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you
Sherlock
coming through.
Holmes. Sherlock Holmes. Someday you'll be on my level, though.
No,
And when you're on that level, we'll debate about O.J. Simpson.
well,
I'll leave you at that.
well, it's about levels. I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
And like I said,
You're a great journalist. Look,
and more importantly, listen to me. More importantly, I thank you for coming. I thank you for taking the tough questions.
Thank you.
And like I said, I hope that the viewer gains more clarity.
Sure.
Right?
Absolutely.
Thank you for being on the Art of Dialogue.
Thank you very much. Honored to be here. Thank you, guys.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Oh my gosh. So nobody felt like that was intimidating, or that was a little intimidating. I feel like that interview was very challenging, but this is the article. This is the article right here. Oh, I'm on page 2. But this is the article that he's referencing. Trying to use that article to refute the book's credibility. Ugh. You know? Their credibility. You know. He I don't understand. He was doing his job, and I just feel like he was being challenged on everything. And even thrown opinions about situations and was made to feel like that's what it was by this interviewer. So it's a little weird. That interviewer was a little weird to me. But this is if y'all want to go look at this article, because this is the article he's referring to when he's like, this article is the proof that some of the stuff in the book can't be correct or real or truthful. All right, y'all, let me get off here. Oh my gosh, it's late. Woo, I'm tired.